but rolled his ankle in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry went crazy and dropped 50 on the Kings to win that series. Next for the Warriors are those Lakers. And tonight, the Celtics play the 76ers, tip off at 6:30, but Joel Embiid is considered doubtful.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake up, wake me up.
So wake me up.
Wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
How about this kind of one?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Monday edition. Welcome aboard. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson, Easy E. Edwin Hafner on the other side of the double pane. Welcome back to regular old Monday. Fiesta's done.
Is it? It's
Draft
over?
is done.
That's it?
That's it. It's all over.
So
but
what was your count?
the Cascarone dust. What?
What was your count? How many events you get?
Four?
Four?
Five?
Four or five? Okay.
I managed to escape all the parades, which, you know what? I kind of regretted not going to Flambeau.
The night parade
Yeah,
looked fantastic.
always fun.
I saw a lot of people on my time. It seemed like everybody that I knew was at is it Flambeau? Is that
Yeah,
what
the
it is?
Fiesta Flambeau, the largest lit parade in the world.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it looked beautiful.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. The weather, maelstrom hailstorm of Friday night. My gosh, that was did you get hail like I got hail?
No, I didn't. I don't.
Holy smokes. Nothing big.
Yeah, I know you and Jason. Well, I remember Jason put his on social, but then we were talking about it in the WhatsApp. Y'all both
It looked
got hail,
like
but yours-
snow.
You said yours were like dime size, if I remember the
Yeah,
text right.
nothing, no cars were wounded
No,
in the storm, but I was afraid it had.
I wouldn't have minded. I mean, I know they quick to total your car out.
No,
Take
I
it to
don't.
the-
That's a hassle,
It's
man.
a-
That is royal. And anybody who's lived in town long enough has all had to deal with that at some point. Yeah, we'll get to your car in November of 26. And the good news is your rental car coverage is for the next 16 days. We're going to have your car for the next 9 months.
Really, that is how it goes. I played golf yesterday. I digressed, man.
It was windy as all get out yesterday. Probably a hard day.
It had nothing to do with the wind.
Well,
Had
I'm
nothing
trying to
do with
find
the wind.
excuses.
Man,
Did you go to our home course?
Yes, of course. That's the only
You
place.
see
I
my
play.
son out there at all? Did
No,
y'all
and
cross
you know what?
paths?
The thing about it is, he must have been pulling up like right on time because Jack's tee time was 5. We finished about 4:45,
Oh, wow.
and I didn't see him, so I'm sure he was just pulling up with the fellas like right on time, that type of thing. But
He didn't play till 5. That's a good twilight round. You got some time.
yeah, I played around noon. Played around noon.
Beautiful weather, other for the
Beautiful day.
wind, but it wasn't
Beautiful day.
windy.
It was
I mean,
windy.
GTC.
No, up top. If you hit it up top, if you hit it high, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Well,
But the wind was taking us some yards off shots for sure.
and the golf course of Texas is a links course anyway. Wind plays a
Right.
role. It's supposed
Hell
to.
yeah.
It's supposed to.
Yeah, but no. I've just digressed. I don't know if I'm playing too much.
Sometimes that's the case, right?
I'm probably playing too much.
Normally, the best
Good
I'm going to
Lord.
play is the first time I play after about a 3-4 month layoff. That first time, for whatever reason. The second time, not so good. By the third time, all my bad
Dude.
habits are back.
Our first round at GCOT, second and third, I was like, oh, we're on to something. These last two, even with the Sports Star tournament and yesterday, I've digressed. I've taken steps back. It's like, and then your guys like, I thought this was your home course. You talk about it on the radio every day, and this is what you playing like,
We challenge
So,
ourselves.
It was bad.
This
but
is what we
great
do.
Great time though.
Well, we do. Well, the weekend chock full of goodness, and we'll talk a lot about the draft for sure. The Cowboys draft concludes with a very functional draft. Some question marks in there for sure, but I would hate to have any kind of draft where I
What is
didn't
the
question.
grade?
I don't know. What would you? I mean, the grades are all kind of by your appearance and
I'm with
appraisals, but
Casario. We'll hear from Casario on draft grades. Now I know everybody has them, and we have to do them because we are in a prediction business. But really, the grades don't play out until what? Okay, you can't become a Hall of Famer within the 2 years, but we can see, like, with perfect example, Tolbert. With the receivers they've drafted, receivers they brought in, I don't know. He may not make it. But to grade him the day after based on what we've seen on Saturdays, like not knowing you're going to change coordinators within a year or two, like it's tough to grade this stuff before anybody's played a game, but I know we have to do it.
Then you also, we all have an eye and go, well, the Cowboys need X, and if they don't draft X, well, you wonder why.
Well, they didn't draft a Q or a B.
No, didn't get any of those. They got a defensive end in the 4th round, and the 4th round's rather key. We're going to talk about this.
I definitely want to talk about the 4th round because you started rattling off some of their 4th round picks. I was like, oh.
Will McClay even talked about their success in the 4th round. And this kid Fajoko out of San Jose State, there's a lot of people on either side of the fence on this one. It seems this guy could play everything from 2 technique to safety. I'm not quite sure where they're talking about putting this cat.
And DeMarcus Lawrence, you're on the clock, sir.
They've got several coming your direction.
Yeah, you're on the clock. You're on the clock, DeMarcus Lawrence, Mr. Elite Run Stopper.
On Friday, as is custom, as the largest affiliate for the Dallas Cowboys outside of the Dallas Cowboy Metroplex, the Blitz Boys got Mr. Mozzie Smith, and we're going to hear that interview at 6:45. If you missed it, make sure you tune in. He's an interesting dude.
He is, and I've seen some of the crazy videos. Really strong cat, and I heard him say in his press conference, "I'll get my hands on you. You're going backwards.
You're going backwards." I like that.
And do all teams? I don't want to. I'm not even throwing them under the bus. But do all teams do the GM, the senior vice president, the head, Mr. Clay, and my 4 guys? I don't even have a problem with it. But do all teams have 4 people?
I don't think everybody does their owner. I think the other 3 you're pretty consistent.
Okay,
but most times the owner isn't standing there unless it's one of the like Jerry or Arthur Blank. I saw him.
Okay,
walking around.
Right.
So there's a few of them.
It's normal.
Then you see like the Rams, and they're just standing around in chanclas, and like.
But you have to for your fan base, right? Like that's what they are.
I guess, but would you rather when they tune into the war room see 3 coaches with their hats on backwards and chanclas, with like tic-tac-toe on the boards behind them,
right?
Or the war room with the Cowboys, where it looks like a presidential cabinet meeting where there's like 19 dudes and
the 2
suits and 2 levels. There's guys standing behind the people sitting.
Did you see the side by side of the Cowboys war room and then the Austin Powers?
Yeah, it did look like that. Exactly. Which would you prefer?
Did you see that? I was like, yo, man,
it's true.
People love to take shots at the Cowboys. I'm like, man, leave them people alone. And speaking of the Rams, Rob,
what
you think you trust Stetson Bennett in LA?
I mean,
he didn't even know how to act in Georgia. Speaking of Georgia, they're all going to be playing in the
everybody is going to the Eagles.
The Eagles, let's just give them the title. You know what? I would love to come in here and jump on this bandwagon, but I hate handing out titles. It is hard to get to a Super Bowl. I don't care who you draft, I don't care who you have. But everybody handing the Eagles the title has annoyed me. They might be. Well, we're just handing them the title.
Has any team in your recent memory ever had a better offseason than the Philadelphia Eagles?
Man, yes, the Eagles, when it was Chip Kelly and they called themselves, what did they call themselves? Remember? They got Vince Young. What were they calling themselves? I forgot. I don't remember. It's like Super Team or something like that. Like, man, there are no Super Bowls won in May. I am not handing the Eagles a trip back to the Super Bowl. It is too hard.
I'm glad you're there.
I know the NFL, man.
Talk me back, because I have never seen a team have a better 4-day stretch. I mean, legit.
Okay, we do know. Look, Georgia, like what they've done in the last 4 or 5 years.
I don't give a damn about where they're from.
No, what I'm saying is that, like, okay, they had a good draft. But to think that all of those guys are going to be all pro and
no, it's not about that.
What
I'm
do you
just
think
talking about
they
so when I came into the offseason with the Eagles, what I thought was, okay, now you get the talent drain. Now it's time to pay the piper. Mm-hmm. So they had defensive linemen go, I'm about to go get paid. And what did they do? They replaced the 2 expensive dudes with 2 cheap, and they could be even better. So they saved some money there. And then you go, okay, well, their running game was a little bit difficult to deal with. Miles is kind of a tweener, probably not a starter. What do? They go get a battering ram named DeAndre Swift, who is a beast.
I don't consider
you can't stay healthy.
Look, Swift isn't even. I don't think Swift can carry Miles Sanders' luggage.
They're different runners, a different kind of back.
Yeah,
and this is what I'm saying is they went and got a dude that's 5-yard power football, where Sanders is a back. He's a tweener dude.
Sanders
He's more of a Pollard.
1,300 yards last
and
year.
they might miss that, but they went and got a battering ram at running back.
Well, then just put on the Hurts jersey, then, Rob.
Well, I'm just saying I've never seen that. So no matter how we look at the Cowboys draft, everybody is looking at it through the prism of the Eagles. And I think you're going the right way is look, Eagles did their thing.
I've seen this story.
And we have. But it just seems that as my inner battered Cowboy fan, like, oh, here we go again. It's like suddenly I'm Phoenix Suns and I got Barkley and I got a bunch of guys and there is still the freaking Bulls out there. Like no matter how good they just got, it was an adequate, if not spectacular couple of days for the Cowboys. The Eagles seem to hit it out of the park. And what makes it even worse is it appears the Texans did just about the same thing.
Right. I like what the Texans did, but the Texans, I would say indirectly hockey assisted on the Eagles.
Yes, several of those picks.
How much NBA you log?
All of it.
Really?
I watched Denver. I didn't leave the house after the Friday night hail debacle.
Those are the best weekends. You do realize
it was good. And I even cleaned out my closet. I cleaned out, and man, that was a 4-hour ordeal.
See, what I would have done is I would have recorded it and sent it to Dr. Torres and said, hey, Doc, look at all this stuff I can't fit anymore.
And I hate to say fat guy, but there's a fat guy. There's somebody getting some nice. Don't you hate it when you go through your closet and you pull out a shirt that was really nice, probably back in the day, still has a tag on it? You're like, I never even put this damn thing on.
The thing is, when I see those, I hurry up and butt up before my wife finds it, and that I never wore.
Well, there's that. But now, yeah, I guess that's the case. My wife was just astounded. I had a pile about. I'm serious.
See, I
like
can't
40
get
pounds
rid
of clothes.
I can't get rid of stuff yet because I haven't bought enough new stuff. So I'm like, man, I might have to revisit this because I just don't have enough clothes.
You know what? You're right. And when you get on this weight loss thing, it's about a 2-year lag. So next year about this time, you're going to come into it like I got nothing because you're now by this time next year, there will literally be nothing left in your closet.
I legit have 4 shirts that look decent on me and not like dresses
because you're hanging on to it and you'll wear those but in about 5 pounds you're gonna go this doesn't even work anymore. So your winter next year is not gonna be easy.
All my shirts are like sundresses.
The problem is they're just so damn comfortable.
I don't look as good, I don't look as good as the women in sundresses, but yeah, they're definitely sundresses.
And you talk about watching it all. Yes, and yesterday was just utterly spectacular. I mean, it's very strange. Do you feel like the NBA is in the middle of like a juiced ball era?
As far as the point scoring?
I mean, every game there's a record set. It seems like every game there's somebody going and getting 50 or there's somebody going and getting double. And the stats are ridiculous.
Well, when I watched what Jamal Murray did in game 1 of Denver Phoenix, and then of course Steph. Now, if that was Kobe, they'd be like, well, he took 38 shots. But with Steph, it's like, oh, my God, he dribbles so good and he shoots so good. Oh, like, y'all not going to talk about him taking 38 shots like you do with Kobe Bryant? Gosh, but yeah, anyway, then you got Jimmy Butler's run. I want to say 10 consecutive games of 25 points or more in the playoffs. Phenomenal. Yeah, Rob, we may be in a juice ball era, but then I'm going to be old guy in the rocking chair. If Mike and Larry played in this era, they'd score 70.
Maybe, but they ain't here. I mean, I'm not that old guy, and I'm not anti-juice ball. I'm just saying it's just crazy with every game that I watch. Right. There is somebody going bananas. I mean, just literally like, I haven't seen this in months, and we're so glad to see. And by the way, welcome back to the playoffs, Jamal Murray. Man, oh man.
He's a problem.
Isn't he?
Kentucky.
Another one. But the story is, and we're going to talk a lot about it, it was Steph and the Golden State Warriors.
We get Lakers Warriors, baby.
We get
LeBron, Steph, part 5.
I hope it's as good as the rest early playoffs has been, because while it is a juiced ball era, it's been fun.
It's going to be good. I cannot wait. Steph, LeBron, part 5.
But now it feels like the theme, at least in the East, for the next couple of days is going to be injuries, with Butler rolling his ankle and Embiid at least out for tonight. Have to pay close attention to, especially Embiid. I think Butler.
Embiid, man, great dude, funny,
Get healthy.
Can't
dude.
count on you, man.
Don't
I just
become
can't.
Anthony.
I can't count on you.
Don't be AD.
Yeah.
Don't become that guy. All right, coming up, the Cowboys draft. We'll go down the line. Also hear from Jerry, Steven, Will, the whole clan. We'll talk about what they did and how proud they are of themselves. NFL draft is important. We're going to make it even more so starting next. You're on R&R, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Man, I talked about it on Friday night. The hail came. Here it was. If you're dealing with hail damage, you should already have in your phone 210 Fix Roof. 210 Fix Roof. Let me tell you why. Roof Fix has been around San Antonio for 40 years. They ain't going anywhere, and they're not just getting here. So when these hailstorms come, we're so accustomed here in San Antonio for those guys in really nice brand new pickups coming knocking on our doors and offering us this fantastic deal if we say yes right now. Well, listen. Right now, does matter, but long-term is far more important. And when you're dealing with a company that's been around as long as Roof Fix has, I want you to know you're safe. You're safe knowing that the experts that are coming out to your home are going to get you fixed immediately when you call 210 Fix Roof. They'll get all the stuff taken care of to protect your house, and then they're going to get to work getting you the new roof, working with your insurance agents, finding the most the roof that's appropriate to you. Let me mention, by the way, your metal roof. If you've been looking for one, specials right now at Roof Fix on brand new, beautiful metal roofs. And that Inflation Reduction Act is still in play that you could put in toward roof, solar. There's a lot of things that are available to you. Just remember one number. It's 210 Fix Roof. Spring's the time when we think about roofs. Well, if there's damage to be that's happened, call 210 Fix Roof. If you're looking for a brand new roof or solar, my goodness, it is time. Go with the very best. That's Roof Fix and their solar energy program. One number does it all. 210 Fix Roof, the home of the low price guarantee. Put it on your ceiling, put it on your roof, and thank me later.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3.
Number 3 on the Blitz, Will McClay will join us from the Dallas Cowboys to talk all things draft.
Yeah, the Cowboys chief personnel guy. The Blitz starts at 3.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Davies Entertainment, Viva La Brawl, coming to the Techport Arena May 5th, and we have your chance to win your way in. Join the Blitz live this Wednesday at Slackers North Star from 3 to 7. Meet and greet with Viva La Brawl fighters Brown Navarez, Brittany Ordonis, and Eddie Ortiz. Happy hour specials and your chance to win free tickets to Viva La Brawl on Cinco de Mayo at the Techport Arena. It's this Wednesday at Slackers North Star with the Sports Star and Davies Entertainment crew, all starting at 3 o'clock.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com. Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Coming up starting at 3 o'clock, all things draft and what did the Dallas Cowboys do? Their chief personnel guy, Will McClay, will join us at 4:30. Rudy, I know you're still trying to figure out what the hell the Bears did this weekend. That's R&R.
Jason, according to NFL.com, the Bears got an A. All right? So take that. I don't know what they did. I can't watch 1,000 college games. I don't know. You don't even know what the kid from San Jose State did. I don't know what some kid from Missouri Western did. So, yeah, NFL.com, Jason Minix, gave the Bears an A. So
what did they give the Dallas Cowboys?
C+.
A C+.
A C is passing.
Again, I'm not going to go either here or there. I will say that this was a very functional draft. There was a little bit of drama there late in the Deuce Vaughn, and we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a very emotional,
that
really
was a great
cool
story.
Thing.
Great story.
But for the most part, every draft pick, you go, yeah, okay.
After, if the first round is super cool for every team, then 2nd through 7th is a bunch of guys that 10% of us have seen, especially 4th through 7th. 4th through 7th, you're like, you watch their highlight tape and you're like, oh my God, yeah. Like, dude, stop. Let's let this play out.
Because we're more of the position, not the player.
Yes.
We went and got an expert. So at 9:15, this guy named TJ McWright is going to join us. Now, McWright was head of player personnel for the Eagles up until last year.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Because they're going to the Super Bowl.
Telling me. Works for the 33rdteam.com. And he will give us insight into the draft picks, their actual application, how they're going to apply their skill sets to the individual teams, far beyond the Cowboys and the Texans. But certainly it does appear the Texans had a fine weekend, and the Eagles did too. We'll certainly get there. But when you look at what the Cowboys did, let's go down. Do you want to hear from the back pattern? Hey, we did great.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Let's start with how great they are and how happy they are. Let's play Jerry number 7, Edwin. Let's go. This is Jerry talking about this is good. This is a good time to be a Cowboy.
But we're doing good. Just to sit here right now and what have you, we're 3 years into this guy, going on 4. I don't know about you, but I feel better than I felt in a long time about what's around the corner for the Dallas Cowboys.
Ooh.
This guy sitting here, this guy sitting there, and that guy over there.
He was pointing to the valet parking guy.
The best I felt about
the
that.
chef.
I love this team. I'm sitting up here with.
Also, I'm wondering, like,
that
so
dude over there.
I wasn't watching this. Clearly, he was talking about Steven and Will, right?
God, he
and
was
Mike.
Pointing at people that matter. But
man, my guy Mike. One of my observations, because Mike is a lot like me. Like, sometimes I'm kind of skinny, sometimes I'm skinny, sometimes I'm huge. Mike has been on the grind. Speaking of Coach Mike,
he does this every year.
And when we see him at Oxnard, he's svelte. But see, this is the thing. This year, considering he's calling plays, he's been sleeping you could tell he's been sleeping at the facilities, because my guy's in need of IFFH right now. But that's because when coaches are on the grind, because it's like, you're sitting there for 3 hours. Next thing you know, dude, I'm hungry. Somebody ordered some burgers,
some sugar,
some burgers. You know what I mean? My guy's been on the grind. Mike is taking this serious.
But by the time we see him in July, he will have dropped about 25, 30 pounds.
Yes.
And then it'll all start over
Yeah,
again.
because I remember seeing him last year, and Rob and I, we looked at him like, Coach, you're looking good, man.
And that lasted about a month and a half.
Yeah.
We're going to drop off our respective weight loss programs for him next time. You can maintain, by the way. All right, so the Cowboys draft, things that we looked at. Heavy defensive early. They got him a tight end.
No problem with that.
No, I mean, we talked about what they wanted. We talked Friday, and Mozzie Smith, will join us. Well, he joined the Blitz on Friday. We're going to play his interview here in just a couple minutes. I was very impressed with that. But that being said,
who else? We went
lots
Edge.
of attention to the defensive line.
Edge, DeMarvion Overshawn, then Edge, Villami,
Fajoko,
who's
not related to the other Fajoko. He's related to Vita Vea.
Okay, got you. And then they went DB, Eric Scott Jr. of Southern Mississippi.
Now that's the one draft pick where
they thought they reached.
They kind of traded for him too. They traded a pick to go get this dude. They are down with long-armed cornerbacks. They were right. The kid they drafted a couple years ago, he's gone now.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
Their Dan Quinn has a type, and he goes fishing for him, and he did it for two guys. I thought that was a type thing for Quinn, and the type thing has gotten Cowboys in trouble before. We had a defensive coordinator that wouldn't draft a certain type of defensive edge lineman or linebacker, since TJ Watt ended up in Pittsburgh and Taco Charlton ended up here. Now, different defensive coordinator, different player style. Overshown is a safety, a linebacker, an edge rusher. He's a lot of things.
He's one of those interchangeable pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you get a Micah Parsons and you see how fun it is to have a guy that you can be like, okay, if this happens, we can move Overshown here. If that happens, we can move him there. You get used to that, and it's something you want, and I think that's what they got in Overshown. But when I look at the draft, Rob, and I'm not talking about the undrafted free agents. When I look at the draft, it's kind of like when I'm with my kids, even though they're 10 years apart. Like if I get one of them something, I have to get the other something. 4 defense, 4 offense.
Right off the bat, exactly right.
It's like, Mike, you know what I mean? And, we're going to get you some help too. Dan, stop it. Stop your crying. We're going to get yours at the next store. You know what I mean? They went dead down the middle. We're going to get you guys 4 and 4. You guys played nice in the sandbox.
There was one key that we can see kind of thread through the draft, and McCarthy spoke to it.
Yeah, he did. Mike McCarthy actually said a lot. And so did Will, and so did Jerry, and so did Steve. And I was like, damn, 4 people?
Well, every one of them shared a certain type.
I mean, I think a lot about each player having the ability to do at least 2 things, position flex, special teams contribution, because just like anything, when we get to the end of this, we'll pick 53, and then primarily we'll, try to pull all of our guys onto the practice squad, and then the challenge is always the 48, and that's what it comes down to, just the versatility of those players that are down there, and 45, 46, 47, 48 on a Sunday roster.
Versatility. And he'll talk about this as we talk about why they didn't draft a quarterback.
Yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that. But you know what? I know we'll get to it, because I know that was a theme. Like, hey, we're going to draft quarterback, but I don't mind you not taking one if there's not one you feel is available, unless it's Will Levis.
Which you had every opportunity to go get, but we know that didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Now, as the draft went fairly appropriate, they went and got exactly what we all felt like they needed. They also needed a running back, and they got one of those too. It just happened to be a guy who had been inside the building a little bit. Deuce Vaughn, a brand new Dallas Cowboy running back. His daddy is a scout there with the Cowboys. Wait till you hear how exciting and wonderful that draft pick was. We'll hear from the Cowboys and the brand new number 22. I wonder what number he will get.
Stop it.
Hey, that's what he wore in college. That's all I'm saying.
Stop it.
We'll be right back as the Cowboys draft the Deuce Vaughn, and wait till you hear how happy that room was. More to come. You're on R&R, and this is San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM and ESPNSA.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The draft was a hit, but the NBA playoffs were taking place. The Miami Heat, the 8th-seeded Heat, beat the Knicks in game 1 of the second round of playoffs, 108-101. Jimmy Butler continues his tear, but rolled his ankle in the fourth quarter, and it is time. Steph versus LeBron, part 5. Curry goes for 50 to ensure we got that series. And tonight, the Sixers Celtics get it on at 6:30, but Embiid is doubtful.
The XFL playoffs are here, and the league goes from 8 teams to 2. In a league of dreams and opportunities, there's only one chance to be a champion. The road to the 2023 XFL Championship ends in San Antonio. The best of the North versus the best of the South. Who will emerge the winner? The 2023 XFL Championship Game, Saturday, May 13th at 7 p.m. at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. XFL history will be made. Tickets are on sale now, starting at $25. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is, but the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it, because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
There's no better way to cool down than with this cool deal. Get a medium frozen Coke, frozen Dr. Pepper, or frozen Fanta for just $1.79. Prices at participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I can't wait for what's next. Even with higher stroke risk due to atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Eliquis, the Pixaban tablets, reduces stroke risk. It's the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or have antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising, or if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take medicines such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie!
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity!
Authenticity! You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic! Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Elevate your sleep with Mike Lindell's Giza Dream Bed Sheets. Ultra soft, breathable, and durable Giza cotton ensures comfort. Enjoy a 60-day money-back guarantee and 10-year warranty. For a limited time, get 50% off Giza Dream Sheets starting at $29.98. Visit MyPillow.com, click Radio Podcast Square, and use promo code SKY for amazing MyPillow offers. Call 1-800-635-1825 or visit MyPillow.com now using promo code SKY for fantastic deals.
Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak, needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery needs to be replaced, our professional parts people can help you find the best Superstart battery for your vehicle and budget. Don't wait. Get your battery tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates, it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm James, Senior Apparel Designer, and this is Behind the Design with Blue Ranch Wear. This is your true, unfiltered Western brand. There's a beauty in the simplicity of the product to be able to move, but still have that classic Western sensibility. Rigid out of the box, you put on your back and it just wears with you. Year after year of wearing the product, so it just becomes yours. Blue Ranch Wear, only at Boot Barn.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Top of the morning.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. And while those first couple of 3 picks, you expect those to step in and play some defensive lineman and a tight end and the other defensive lineman type guys that can get in there and get busy. The Cowboys were chasing a running back throughout the draft. And finally at pick number 212, they draft running back Kansas State Deuce Vaughn, a dynamic player who is, by the way, the shortest player measured at the NFL scouting combine since that information started being tracked back in 2003.
Small, so 5'5". So is he smaller than Turpin?
He must be.
But see, the thing is, I think he weighs more than Turpin, but they're about the same height.
The dude was electric. 1,936 yards from scrimmage, 12 touchdowns. He had 1,872 and 22 touchdowns as a junior. But the real relationship here was his father. His father's a scout with the Cowboys. Now, the to-do with the 6th pick, you're really not paying attention to that. Obviously, the Cowboys are rounding into it. Listen to Mike McCarthy talk about the process before the draft actually happened.
You know, really, the lead up to it was pretty cool, too. I mean, because the way Jerry started talking about one other player on the board, for a minute there, I thought you changed your mind. So, but just to reiterate what everybody said, in 30 years of this league, I've never seen anything like that. That was a very special moment.
It was a fun pick, special.
Now let's rewind. Remember when they were going to originally go see his pro day, they were like, hey,
right,
we don't want you to come.
Chris Vaughn's his name.
Yeah, Chris Vaughn, his pops. He's like, yo, we're going to leave you out of this way. You don't feel obligated to, one, either tear your son down, or two, over prop him up. I understood why they did that. But to me, I feel like this was always is a 6th-round pick. This was always going to be something that Jerry, and this is Jerry 101.
Perfect.
Jerry takes care of his own. Now, regardless, I don't know if the kid's going to make the team. I don't know if he's going to get. I don't know, but this has Jerry Jones written all over it, taking care of his own. We give Jerry a lot of crap, but he looks after his own, and I think they had always planned to take Vaughn.
I think so, and this was an appropriate time. And like we were saying, the kid was electric. Some justification. Now listen to the call that we always hear.
Hey, buddy. Hey, it's going good. This is Dad. My phone wasn't working. Look at here, man. You want to come to work with me next week?
Oh, damn.
I wouldn't mind that.
Come on.
I got somebody want to speak to you.
I don't know when I've been speaking for everybody that's really in the heart of the Dallas Cowboys is standing here with a tear in our eye. We're so happy to have you on the Dallas Cowboys.
I can't thank you enough.
Well, what I really want to say, you earned every ounce of me being able to make this call. I'm so excited. There's just something magical about this moment that may be bigger than we even realize here talking to you on the phone. But you is now a Dallas Cowboy. Your daddy just handed the card in. Right here.
Yes,
It's got him on it. Congratulations.
Hey, Deuce, Mike McCarthy, congratulations.
What's up, Coach? I appreciate it.
I'll tell you what, I've been doing this a long time. This is so special for you and your father and your family. If you could make sure you drive, so make sure your dad's on time for work, we'd appreciate it.
I can do that.
Deuce, man, congratulations. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in football was your dad making that call.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
So proud of you and your family. That is.
Thank you. He won't let you down. I promise you that.
Deuce is 5'5", 179, back-to-back 1,000 yards. The 7th pick of the Cowboys, they took him in the 6th at the 212th. And that doesn't close the door on.
Is this a real thing?
You know what? If you watched him play,
yeah.
You know,
and I don't care if it is.
There's been some, you think of Darren Sproles. There's been guys that have been successful at this size, but there's also been guys that couldn't make it because of scheme. It's really going to come down to how McCarthy and how this offense is designed to use him appropriately. But you think about what made him look good. I mean, he gets lost behind those big linemen. You can't see him.
Did you say back-to-back 1,000?
Yeah, back-to-back thousands and an offense up there in Kansas State that was built around him, certainly. I mean, it was one of those moving quarterbacks, get guys in space kind of offense that was really built to his skill set, and it worked. I mean, He was gonna be drafted by somebody.
Yeah. Him saying, you want to come to work with me next week almost got me.
Oh, it almost got me too.
Chris almost got me.
I mean,
he almost got me, but I'm trying to stay strong.
I don't think it clouded their decision making, but it certainly made it easy to make the pick. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I don't think it was like him at all costs, but when the opportunity did arise, it was certainly there. You look at the rest of the draft; they did go get themselves a tight end.
You know anything about him?
I know nothing about him.
This is tight end Luke Schoonmaker out of Michigan.
I expect he's a tight end for Michigan.
There's a lot of Michigan names called throughout the entire draft. Harbaugh put together some pros.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, the last couple of years they've been in it, but I don't know. Yeah, I got him a tight end. He just
in round 2. So he must be pretty good in their eyes. He must have rated pretty high on their board.
Like 9 tight ends got drafted.
It was a tight end year.
I think that they planned on getting a tight end in the first round, and that guy got hijacked.
They wanted King. So you, in your eyes, you're standing on that. They wanted Kincaid.
I think that they did because they went with the highest guy on the board, and we heard more than once that McCarthy just stuck to that. They stuck to their board. I mean,
if
whatever
I heard
it was.
if I never have to hear Mike McCarthy say trust the board again, I'll be fine. He said trust the board 17 times this weekend.
They did, in fact, get themselves another Jalen, and they need another one. They drafted another Jalen at wide receiver. This guy out of South Carolina.
Yeah, blogging the boys, but they're determined to get a wide receiver named Jalen.
So that the last one hadn't worked out so much. This guy, I don't know. It just felt like, okay, I appreciate the picks. I don't care how late they are, but that felt like kind of a reach. Did they tell me that the guy ran like a 4.69 40 wide receiver?
I hope not. I hope that's not true.
I think that was part of it. I think that kind of concerned me.
On the YouTube, it says that Vaughn could end up being like a Sproles on third down if he makes the team.
I think
he makes the team.
I think there's some place for him and especially if you get a Sproles.
Special teams, returnment. I mean, I know that's Turpin's gig. I mean, he is a Pro Bowler,
but he did return some kicks.
See what I'm saying? Overall, I guess. I mean, they drafted the positions they needed.
Yes.
Will they work out? I don't know, and neither does anybody else, expert or not.
Cowboy draft without comparing what you got versus what everybody else got when they opened their Christmas gifts. And the Eagles just blew the weekend up, and the DeAndre Swift trade late just kind of sealed the deal.
Absolutely. It's good. I look, when I hear Micah Parsons, when I see Micah Parsons tweet or when he's on his little podcast television thing and he's like, I'm just sick to my stomach. I can't believe this many people passed up on Jalen Carter and he lands with the Eagles. And then they turn around and they get no. Look, it looks good.
Ooh.
It looks good. I'm not taking it. I don't care about the Eagles enough to hate on them. I know the NFL and I know that nothing is guaranteed. Jalen Hurts may never go to another Super Bowl again. Ask Dan Marino. Ask Aaron Rodgers. Ask Drew Brees. Like these things, this is hard to do. What they did last season is hard to do with injuries, with guys leaving. There's so much that goes into it. Other teams getting better, other teams catching up to you, other teams kind of realizing what Sirianni wants to do. I am not putting them in Vegas right now. Everybody, I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Rob, but if everybody wants to say, hey, they're already in Vegas, pencil them in against Mahomes again, they're going to be a rematch. Fine, y'all go ahead. I'm going to reserve my pick until February 2024. It's too hard, man. That's why it's so beautiful when you get there because you know how hard it is.
Now, as the draft was done, the Cowboys weren't done. They went and picked up some wide receivers, David Durden, Julian Moreno Cropper, and Jose Barbone. So we'll see how they're actually quite proud of their late round prowess and free agent pickups with Will McClay. We're going to hear more about him, but coming up, Mozzie Smith is your brand new defensive lineman, either a 0-2 technique, depending on how you quantify him. His highlights are spectacular if you're watching the TCU game. Well, he joined the Blitz and talked about it. Let's hear from Mozzie coming up next. That's right, Dallas Cowboys #1 draft pick, only right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Wait, you're going to hear him next here on 94.1 and ESPNSA.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Viva La Brawl!
Friday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo at the Techport Arena. R&R in the Morning have your tickets to see San Antonio's own Castaneda brothers, along with the Navarez versus Heinen fight, Destiny Jones versus Brittany Ordonez, and more. Listen to R&R in the Morning at 7:05, 8:05, and 9:05 for your chance to win. Just listen for the fight bell, and you could be on your way to Viva La Bra. Plus, one lucky winner will get the ultimate upgrade to VIP ringside seats, along with plenty of swag. Presented by Davies Arena and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Buy tickets at daviesentertainment.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing and me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Whether you're planning a backyard barbecue, a dinner party, or just looking to unwind after a long day, Texas Cheer Liquor has you covered. Visit Texas Cheer Liquor today and experience the best selection and service in the Lone Star State. Texas Cheer Liquor.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinigle here. Coming up later on the Blitz, Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft Talk with Will McClay. He's going to tell us why they picked who they picked. And Rudy, I'm going to ask him why in the world he didn't pick Will Levis.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. Rudy and Rob with you. Mother's Day is just around the corner, and we have the perfect gift for you. It's easy to win, too. We want you to describe your craziest, scariest, funniest, or most humiliating car ride experience with your mom.
Mother's Day is approaching fast.
It might involve mom turning around and swat you in the face as you were acting up. Maybe it was getting lost with your mother. Maybe she can't drive or you can't drive and something weird happened. Whatever it is, it's easy to sign up. Go to 656-3776. That's our Kia Bossa Smoked Meat phone lines. You can text on that and type us or text us your best car ride story. Our winners, we got all kinds of crazy good prizes to have. Third place is going to walk away with some Las Palapas money, about $50. You want to go get a SeaWorld family pack for second place. And first place, at the very minimum, has got a pair of tickets to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers on the 17th. So get on the Kia Bossa Smoked Meat phone line. Mother's Day. You can text it, and we can't wait to read it, and we'll give away those prizes as appropriate. So, spelling counts. We want proper grammar. We want a beginning, a middle, and an end. We want summation sentence and an opening, all those things that apply.
Most of mine are, if I have to stop this car and pull over and turn around, or me and my sister fighting over shotgun. Those are most of the craziest car rides with my mom.
Sadly, all of my memories of my mother being just furious. But back then, we could climb around. I grew up with a child seat. I mean.
When did the car seat become a thing?
After we killed off most of our generation.
I don't remember being in a car seat.
No, we weren't.
Oh, okay.
No, car seat. I know I wasn't.
No, I don't remember a car seat.
Tougher. We grew up tougher. His name is Mozzie Smith. He joined the Blitz on Friday. Can you imagine what it's like to be the first-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys and the whirlwind that Mozzie went through? He spoke to that and many other things with the Blitz on Friday. Check this out.
It's the real quick turnarounds, man. A lot of emotions. When I first got drafted, man, I didn't know what to say. You know, it was a stunning moment, a moment that was a long time coming. You know, but today, now I feel like I'm ready to blow up. You know, we need to get in the training camp or something.
You know, Mozzie, when you get there to the Star in Frisco and you see the facility and you meet, you know, some of the, I don't know how many players you met, but the coaches and Jerry Jones and all of that, that's just got to be, I mean, like going to Disneyland, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for real, it is. It is. It's like going to, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the level of opulence in this building is on another level. And you could just tell that, you know, Mr. Jones and the staff in here and the ownership, you know, everybody, just takes care of this place, take care of their players, take care of their people. You know, this is a family, it's a family first atmosphere here, and I'm just happy and just proud to be part of it.
Mozzie Smith joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Mike McCarthy mentioned multiple times last night in the press conference about how you crushed it on your visit, one of those visits that you had. Tell us what that visit was like for you.
Man, it was star-studded. You know, I saw people that I had heard, you know, about. I saw people that I had seen at other places, and you know, of course, I saw Mr. Jones, who I've seen everywhere. You know, and just knowing football the way I do, the hands that I was shaking, I was just very appreciative and just very open and letting people know who I was and the type of person I am and the type of player I want to be. You know, even meeting, you know, Coach Reef, you know, Sharif Floyd, he coach here now, and just meeting him and being able to talk ball with him and chop it up with him, you know, it's just an honor and just an honor, man.
Well, I tell you what, I can't even imagine Jason and I, either one, Mozzie, what you're feeling right now because we never got to where you're at, but it's got to be a surreal feeling. So to Cowboy fans that are wondering about Mozzie Smith, what would you say is the strength of your game?
First off, I'm a dog first, so everything that you see me do on the field is aggressive. I'm always the aggressor. That's my goal. You know, put my hands on somebody and make them go backwards. You know, I'm a physical player. I was physical at the college level, and it's time to figure out how to be better.
And you're strong. I mean, your strength is your strength, isn't it? I mean, you're ridiculously strong and athletic for your size.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it is. I mean, Mozzie Smith joining us here on the Blitz. I'm curious. I mean, you look at all the mock drafts and take us through the process. I mean, just I don't know if you consumed all the mock drafts and some had to go in there, some here, some there. What's it like for you? And did you think you were going to end up where you are with a star on your helmet?
Well, you know, I saw a couple of mock drafts where we were talking about, you know, 26 to the Cowboys or 29 to New Orleans, you know, and I just like, are they serious? But I just, you know, I know people drop. You know, I know how much you can't, you know, you gotta take every mock draft with a grain of salt. So I was just trying to, you know, keep a level head and listen to my agent, you know, and just manage expectations, you know. But you know, they was right. You know, Mozzie Smith, 26th pick to the Cowboys, to the Star, is a beautiful thing, a beautiful feeling, and a blessing.
We know Cowboy fans are feeling the same way, but I have a feeling, Mozzie, that we owe your mom a bit of gratitude when it comes to how good a player you are. Heard a story that she threatened to take away your Pop-Tarts back in Pop Warner. What was that all about?
Yeah, nah, she did. Nah, I was 7. I was 7 playing for the Titans. I think I was playing on the Mighty Mites. I was playing with the 9 and 10-year-olds or the Tiny Mites, 9 and 10-year-olds, and we in the middle of a game. I'm on the field. You know, I'm lined up over the center, and I just hear her scream. I know her voice. I hear her scream. She's talking about, if you don't make a play, you ain't get no Pop-Tarts. I was like, if I had, I was like, all right, bet. I'll make something happen.
Everybody's motivated by different things, Mozzie. And, you know, I know you're now an NFL player. Let that sink in a minute. But coming from the NIL world of college football, you could probably work that into an endorsement deal with Pop-Tarts at this point, but also with your name. With your name, Maz. Have you found the Maserati dealership there in Dallas yet to try to get an NIL deal with those guys?
We're going to start working. You know, I hired a pretty good agency. We're going to put them boys to work here soon.
All right, I got to ask you this too, Muzz. And I know you've been talking about. You're a big In-N-Out guy, right? Did I hear that right?
Nah, yeah, I heard I had In-N-Out one time in Arizona.
Okay.
One time in Arizona. I got to try Whataburger.
Yeah, we got a big rivalry here in Texas between In-N-Out and Whataburger. So you gotta try a Whataburger.
Yeah, I'll just tell you what, I don't know how impressive that In-N-Out burger really was. You know, people was lined up around the corner for that. You know, and I was like, when I got it, I was like, lined up around the corner for this.
You're winning Cowboy fans over already, man. But I got to ask. I mean, 6'3", what is your Whataburger order going to be?
Well, I had to stop ordering two of everything. Because I'm just trying to stay I'm 330 right now, but I'm just trying to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? So, 2 burgers and 2 fries ain't good no more. So we just gotta lock in.
Here's the beautiful thing, Mozzie, and I would never lie to you, my friend, even though we just met. That double bacon cheeseburger at Whataburger, it won't add any calories to your diet. Just only do it like once and don't tell the coach.
All right, I got you. All right, it's our little secret.
Yeah, that's us, man. Mozzie, congratulations. Enjoy the whirlwind. Can't wait to meet you in person out in Oxnard. By the way, training camp in Oxnard is fantastic. You're going to enjoy that far better than what you've experienced to this point, man. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, man. Congratulations.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
Mozzie Smith joining the Blitz on Friday as San Antonio Sports Star. We're the only station outside of Dallas that gets that kind of coverage.
In-N-Out is nasty.
Hey, man, this guy is, you could tell he wasn't prepped. It wasn't too perfect, but it was the correct response at every turn.
Yeah, In-N-Out's nasty.
He said only one time, and he wasn't that impressed.
The amount of onion to put on In-N-Out, I can use to clean my grill.
Have you been to P. Terry's?
I had, like a piece of one at the Taste of North
That's
Side.
right. And that's much like In-N-Out, like a Texas version of In-N-Out.
Now, P. Terry's, not
bad.
I'm not going to say nothing.
Their fries were all right. I appreciated the fries.
Okay. I didn't have any.
There's not one close enough to my house to get it regularly.
I have one down the street.
Really?
Yeah, they put one right off of Petrenko.
Wow, so that makes, 3 or 4 in town now?
Mm-hmm. So, R&R in the morning, contact.
Hey, man, we're
Morgan
down.
at Alpha Media USA, P. Terry's.
The problem is, well, there's no problem with that. I'm not done with it.
Hell no, ain't no problem.
But it's kind of a Whataburger allegiance thing.
It'd
be very hard for me to promote something that I really wasn't. Like I knew there was something better out there.
Burger Boy's better.
See, that's another one that's not by my house.
Burger Boys. I have one on Petrenko.
I haven't been to Burger Boys
Now,
since the OG one down there on St. Mary's back in the day.
Do you see why I got up to 300? Everything's on Petrenko.
Yeah, you keep naming them.
Everything. Name it. It's on Petrenko.
What separates Burger Boy?
The fries.
Is it the fries? That's a big deal.
I think their burgers are about the same.
What kind of fries do they use? Is
They're
it crinkle?
the real good crinkle ones. Because see, there's levels to crinkle.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is my inner fat guy talking to you. There's levels to crinkle. They use the top of perfect example. There's tequilas. There's top shelf and there's lower shelf. Some crinkles are lower shelf.
Them?
Burger Boy has the top shelf.
I want to know what makes them.
I don't
top
know.
Shelf.
I don't know. I could just
Crispness on the outside, softness on the inside.
There you go. Burger Boy has the top shelf crinkle cut.
Now I
also levels to crinkle cut.
I appreciate Freddy's.
I'm not with the shoestrings.
And I appreciate it, but
let me tell you about Five Guys. The reason I like Five Guys is because they give you 10 million pounds of fries in that brown bag, and then the bag gets greasy.
And I think they use sea salt. I think there's something about Five Guys I really like.
Okay,
but it's not. The problem is,
and see those are hand cut.
Yeah,
the hand cuts are like. See, the hand cut Mom used to make were always better, but they take so much work from Mom.
You know the secret to making fries, by the way, is after you cut the potatoes, soak them in cold water.
After you cut them?
After you cut them, soak them in cold water. And once I learned that little trick,
What, it made it softer?
It makes them crispier. I don't know why, but it does.
Well, that's what makes mashed potatoes so good, right? Don't you soak those potatoes in cold water?
I don't
after
know.
you peel them. No, I don't know.
I
Hell, I don't know
know
how to make mashed potatoes.
But the French fry trick, that's just for me.
Okay, well, that is what we call food for thought. You do the dishes.
Also, throw a little bit of baking powder on. Pulls the liquid out. Extra crispy.
My
It's
man.
one of those little things I'm here to help.
My man.
We had the discussion on searing and reverse searing that we might continue as well. But coming up, the NBA playoffs have been spectacular so far. Will the second round continue to be so? We had a Game 7 yesterday, and it went to the road team. We'll talk about what we saw and where we're going. NBA talk coming next. But first, we owe you a Sports Center. This is R&R on your 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is R&R in the morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning.
KTFM Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
More good news for those Houston Texans. Wide receiver John Mechie made his return to on-field workouts last week as he was present for the start of those workouts from missing last season with leukemia. The Heat and the Butlers roll on. They beat Knicks in game 1 of the second round. And also Dubs versus Lakers, LeBron versus Steph part 5, and the Celtics versus the Sixers at 6:30 tonight. But Embiid is doubtful.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up. So wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm watching our YouTube channel feed, and I realized I was buttoned inappropriately. Go check us out live. My buttons weren't done.
Oh, okay.
They were not.
Edwin,
Now
look at
they're-
Edwin, you're
everybody
not-
got their top collar button? No?
Mine
No. Come on, Edwin.
I have mine underneath the hoodie. 'Cause
Good.
It gets a little
That's
cold
what
in
we
here.
do here.
We're buttoned up.
We're buttoned up.
Come on, Edwin. Work with us.
Like the nation of Islam. Bow tie right here.
Yes, sir.
I always feel sorry for those guys.
Why?
Standing out in the heat.
They're trying to pass the word.
Have you ever rolled your window down to a Farrakhan disciple?
I've never seen those.
You've never seen the brother standing on the corner?
Not in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
No, I haven't.
I have. Don't roll your window down. They won't let you go.
They're trying to get you to come over.
And you would think I'm not a likely convert. You'd think they'd see me and go, well, let that guy go on. He ain't
No, they need you too.
I don't think they do.
Malcolm found that out when he made his, he made a
Did
trip
you
to
see
Egypt
the Denzel portrayal of Malcolm X?
3,700 times. Every time it's on, I watch it.
Interesting
I
story.
can't believe he didn't get an Oscar for that.
Rather controversial subject.
Hella disappointed.
Now, you know what? I bet if he did the movie now, he'd be in
Yeah,
contention.
he killed that. It was awesome. Every time it comes on, I watch it.
Interesting cat. I don't know where to place him out.
What do you mean?
Or Louis Farrakhan. I don't know where to place him.
Oh, Louis. Oh,
in the history of
Farrakhan's. Yeah, Farrakhan's definitely a controversial.
I don't know where to put him.
Member.
There's some positives and negatives to all that he did. It helped him, Muhammad.
Absolutely.
Did you see the George Foreman movie over the weekend? Rob?
No, I want to. I still haven't seen Air.
Me either, but I know that story. You know what I mean? I felt like,
There's
everybody
gotta
that
be
I know
something
that's
in there you don't know.
And Minix went and saw it, and first thing he did is text me basically on the way out, like, dude, you have got to go see this.
But Minix is late to the party. We know he don't know. He just got his first pair of Jordans in 2023.
I hope he was rocking them when he took it. I forgot
He
to
better
ask.
have
He
been
better
wearing-
have had them on.
That's a great question. Everybody tweet Minix right now. Minix, did you wear your Jordans to see Air? Everybody tweet him right now.
Yeah,
Wake him up.
Wake him up. I
Because
forgot
I
to
know
ask
for
him
a
whether
fact,
he-
I sit next to him. He gets notifications when his tweets start going off. So tweet Minix, did you wear your Jordans to see Air?
Did you offer the proper respect? Proper respect needs to fall directly at the feet of Steph Curry. 50 points in a Game 7 on the road.
Best little man of all time?
No question.
Hold on now, Rob. You answered that too fast.
AI, he's past AI. I'm sorry.
He's not better than Isaiah Thomas.
He's better than Isaiah. He's better than a tiny Archibald who led the league in scoring and assists one year. Well, I
wait
mean,
a minute.
Dude led the league in scoring and assists 1 year.
Let's stay at Zeke.
He's better
Are
than
you
Isaiah.
sure?
Oh, no question in my mind. No question.
Okay, we realized that Zeke had MJ, Magic,
you're right.
Bird.
They're
at
all
their
great.
prime. Like Jordan got Magic and Bird and Zeke when they were old.
Yeah.
Isaiah got Bird and Magic and Jordan in their primes. Are we sure that he's better than Zeke?
I will tell you this, and it's hard for me to put anybody past Isaiah because I appreciate them. And there was a game performance against the Lakers, I believe, in like 86
with the sprained ankle.
Sprained ankle that I've never seen the likes of
25
since.
points in the fourth quarter.
Just on one leg. I've never seen anything like it, never will again. I mean, it's hard for me to say that he is better, but he's better, Rudy. He's on the top floor. Zeke's with him, but it is Steph Curry. He had just took one step up, 50 in a closeout game.
Now, is he better than AI because of his surrounding cast?
Oh, it certainly helps. And, like we're talking about, it's the juice ball era, so it's easier for him to do some stuff. AI probably could have been doing the same stuff, but the sad thing is he couldn't, and Steph can. And rings to rings?
4. Well, some people say 2 of them were because of KD.
Well, he's walking around
4.
with some jewelry.
He has 4. He has 1 finals MVP. How many league MVPs Steph got? 1?
I think 1, yeah.
2?
Is it 2 now?
No, I think it is 2.
2? No, I don't think there's any argument. We're now to the level of greatest point guard of all time, which
is he a point guard?
See, that's it. I don't know.
He's a point guard. No. Stop it. My bad.
In this era,
He's a point guard. He's a point guard.
Not the type of point guard that was, but certainly a point guard in this league.
The one thing that I will say that separates him is his ability to, 1, get in the paint, 2, the floaters, 3, the handle. The handle is right up there with the best of all time as well.
Mm-hmm.
And the ability to, this is the thing. AI is super athletic. Steph's not athletic at all.
No, he's not. He's quick.
He's not athletic at all, but the ability to create space to just get the shot off just in time. And everybody wants to say he ruined the game. No, you know who ruined the game? The coaches and parents that don't police their son or daughter to not do the things they see Steph do. Like, I'm not going to blame Steph because AAU coach can't control his point guard. Like, no, that is on AAU coach. That's on his pops. Like, yo, you're not Steph. Steph shooting 2, 3, 4,000 shots, making 1,000. They all have to be all net or he starts all over. If your son or daughter isn't putting in that work, coach, dad, mom, you shouldn't be allowing them to cross half court and throw the ball up. Can't blame Steph because AAU coach won't control his kids. That is not on Steph. Steph's put in that work. He's put in that work. You can't do that. And you can't blame, everybody blames Steph. No, blame them terrible ass AAU coaches that just want to please the kids and keep them on their team and get their shoe deals and get their deals and, get their little perks with the college coaches. This is AAU coaches' fault. Not Steph Curry.
You say fault. I'm not even going to say fault. I'm going to say if you're 6'2" in the modern NBA, you better be able to shoot from a long way away because there's some 7-footers running
at you. But you got to put in the work, bro.
No, you do. Or you're going to be sitting on a bench if you take 4 or 5 or 18 like Steph did. Jay Lynn points that out. 18 threes. But it was his game to go win. I mean, we never never talked about Kobe in volume. Never talked about Michael in volume. Yesterday was Steph's game to go win. We don't care how many shots it takes. Keep shooting and let's get the W and get the hell out of here.
He was the oldest to ever drop 30 in a game 7, and then it's the only 50-point game in a game 7. Giannis had 50 in the finals, but it was a game 6. So it ain't game 7. But I never thought. I was shocked at the amount of people that really thought that Golden State was going to lose a game 7.
I didn't. Well, I was coin flip for me. I really was worried.
I never was worried.
But I called the game Sacramento a week and a half ago. I called it over. So my opinion no longer mattered. But it was spectacular. And the thing about watching Steph is you when you watch the greats, it seemed like it was imminent. Like, oh my gosh, this guy's hot. Here it comes. with Steph and the way that he plays, you just keep thinking, well, he's hot. Eventually he'll cool off. You know, it's just like he's not just destroying, he's just hot right now. And eventually those shots aren't going to fall anymore. And they never stop falling.
Those he came the night before, he had told himself we're not losing.
Yeah.
When you come in and you shoot the ball 38 times, you're like, yo, it's on me. We're not losing this game. And he did what superstars do in those situations.
How many layups did he take?
Go ahead, start it.
Now I'm gonna get mad. Mike Brown, what the hell are you doing, man? At some point, pick up the dribbler off the high pick and roll. At some point, give your short 6'6" power forward center some help. Sabonis, gee whiz. I mean,
poor dude had a black eye.
He got destroyed defensively, and it took him out of his game offensively. He had no help and was embarrassed because he couldn't guard Looney.
Golden State's small.
Looney's
a big guy, but Golden State, for the most part, they've mastered small
and
ball.
As small as they were, Sacramento was smaller. It just felt like that front line was under attack nonstop. Murray was he's too young to do what had to be done.
Keegan, you could see his rookie started showing.
And the moment that high pick and roll came and you see Sabonis jump out on dribbler, holy crap, Steph's eyes got huge. Like, let's go to the rim, baby. Let's have some fun. Right. And all day long, it was layup, layup, layup. So then they start diving at the layup, and here comes Steph getting hot again. And it was over at that point. By the middle of the third, Steph ain't going to let this happen.
No, sir. Absolutely not. Jacked up 18 threes.
Let's go to the Kielbasa Smoke Meat phone lines. Jerry dialed him. What do you think of Steph? Where does he place in the all-times?
He's moving up in the line for all times. And good morning, guys.
Good morning.
But this series, I'm a Spurs fan, so I really don't got much love for Golden State at this time. But I have a buddy, he's a Kings fan, so I was rooting for the Kings, and I thought the Kings were going to for me, it was going to be an upset just because they're like new kids, new guys that are trying to make a run. And Golden State, they're on the road, just terrible this season. So I was like, 4 games on the road. If the Kings can just protect home court, then they should be good. But Steph just balled out yesterday, and
you and us both, man. It would look like it should have happened. And Sacramento, damn it, do something for those poor fans. Those poor fans, my God, desperate.
They are desperate, and props to them, man. What a great environment
it
made the watching. It made it easier to watch the series because actually, Golden State fans, as rich as they are, they kind of took it personal because those are a bunch of rich tech people. It's not the same as Oracle, but they brought it too.
We discount the logistics of the itself. These are two California teams being more different. It very much felt like Maverick Spurs. You got the money up there and the tech money and all that's going on in Sacramento. Hell, it's a farm town. You know what I mean?
Well, cowbells. Remember the cowbells?
And you got Steph making fun of the light and the beam at the end of the game.
Did you hear him light the beam?
Get that beam warmed up. Let's light this thing. It was so unfortunate for Sacramento.
It just looked like when it got to crunch time, because it was a close game, but when it got to that point where, okay, let's see what it is. You had one team that had been there before, one team that hadn't.
Their starters, Wiggins, Green, Looney, Thompson, Curry, all plus minus better than 25. 25 or better.
Crunch time, game time, money on the line. Every superstar has had their down moments. Steph has certainly had his.
On the other side, we saw the Knicks start out slow. Jalen Brunson left his game in the locker room. I don't know what happened to him.
And I'm going to be honest. We didn't pick our second round picks, but I did take the Knicks. So it looks a little bit crazy right now, taking the Knicks, taking the Celtics. I'll take the Warriors over the Lakers, and I will take Phoenix, who's also down 0-1. I'm going to keep it honest. I'm taking Phoenix over Denver. But, yeah, the Knicks, I don't know what I was thinking when I made that pick. But, yeah, I'm going to stick with it. And a lot's going to hinge on Jimmy's ankle.
Very much so. The Knicks just stumbled out of the blocks and they ran into a very hot, very cohesive Heat team. Spoelstra's got those guys clicking. It is pretty basketball to watch.
Absolutely.
And I don't know how bad Butler's hurt. I mean, leaving him in kind of concerned me,
That's so Spo Riley of him.
So I don't know if he's kind of hurt, he was playing possum, or they made a huge tactical error in letting him run around in that ankle for an entire quarter. He didn't do much,
right,
but he stayed out there. Denver, on the other hand, Jamal Murray is just a pleasure. Just a pleasure to watch you and Yoke work again.
Yeah. And Murray was so good. We don't even Joker had a great game.
Oh, yeah.
I think, and I don't want to disrespect Unseld. I don't want to disrespect Kevin Love, but Joker, best outlet passer of all time.
It's funny you bring that up because did you see the pass that Love threw yesterday? The down,
yes,
that is a forgotten art form that is just magical when it works.
When you have a big man that's a legit outlet quarterback, it's a weapon, and it cues the fast break, it cues your transition, it gets you easy buckets. And I don't know. Again, Wes Unseld,
the best ever.
He started it. He started it. Kevin Love mastered it as well, but Joker's right there.
And Joker has mastered the quarterback touchdown throw. And the other guys were masters of the soccer throw-in, which I always found very hard.
Soccer throw-ins are tough.
Try that. Try being accurate throwing the ball with two hands over your head. It is not the easiest way. The natural feel, who'd have thought, would be the Euro dude throwing it like a touchdown pass, like a quarterback toss. Speaking of quarterbacks, the Cowboys will not be bringing a new one, at least did not draft one into the household. That was one of the points that we felt like the Cowboys would address in this year's draft. Hey, coming up, we'll hear from head coach Mike McCarthy as to why they did not and the progress of those that are already in the room. Lots of Dallas Cowboys draft talk. We're going to even bring an expert in for you. He will be here at 9:15. Formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles scouting department up until last year. His name is TJ McWright. He will be here at 9:15 talking NFL draft. We want an expert opinion as to how the Texans pulled what they pulled off and what the Eagles did, and the Cowboys his grade. Lots there. But coming back, McCarthy on why there will be no new quarterback, at least one that was drafted in the Cowboys room next year. Hold on, more to come. You're on R&R, and this is San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM and ESPNSA.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
We're learning a lot about Joe Ryan-Eagle today. More. I mean, earlier we learned he's an inch short. Yeah, and he prefers tighty-whitey.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't want that. You got to have colored underwear, and the darker the better.
You got problems now.
No,
huh?
I don't. But
I mean, it sounds like
just in case.
Really?
So, dude.
You're at the age now, never trust a fart? Is that what you...
Dude, there is no age for that, okay? That can happen to anybody.
Yeah, but at a certain age.
That happened to me a long time ago at Porter Ranches, the first time it ever did. And I'm like, dude, what the hell just happened? I mean, so then you don't have a choice but to go commando, right? I mean...
We've lost Pledge.
Yeah, he's gone.
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 3 to 7. Antonio Sports Star.
Here with Roofix. Hey, Dwayne, tell me about solar.
Well, you want solar to look beautiful. It's going to increase the value of your home. I mean, call us here at RoofFix Solar Energy. Our solar is innovative. Our systems are installed just like shingles. They're really powerful, and we can really cut out the utility bill.
Call 210-FIX-ROOF. It's time for solar. He said it. I'm doing it. Call 210-FIX-ROOF. Put it on a roof. Save some money. Call RoofFix today.
RoofFix. Home of the low price guarantee.
Diamonds Direct invites you to join us as we celebrate all the moms in our lives. This Mother's Day, we're giving Mom more to say thank you for all she does. With every fashion jewelry purchase of $2,500 or more, we'll give Mom a free customizable diamond initial pendant valued at nearly $800. Shop now through May 14th to give Mom more this year. We've put together an exceptional collection of meaningful gifts for any budget. The perfect heirloom pieces to pass down to the next generation of moms. Birthstone rings, stackable rings, eternity bands, pearls, elegant diamond pendants, and of course, stunning diamond earrings. This year, she deserves a gift that keeps giving, and at Diamonds Direct, that's our specialty. Timeless gifts of jewelry she can enjoy and cherish for decades to come. And now's a great time to upgrade her diamond studs or pendant with Diamonds Direct's unmatched 110% upgrade. Come let the experts at Diamonds Direct help you find that remarkable gift that says, cheers, Mom, for all you do and for who you are. Diamonds Direct. Get locations and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
We all have that friend who wakes up early to go get everyone McDonald's breakfast while the rest of us sleep in. This is your sign to thank them. And if you're that friend, this is us saying thank you.
Having McDonald's breakfast is delicious. Having someone else get you McDonald's breakfast is delicious-er. Right now, get a baked breakfast with hotcakes for just $4.99, only at McDonald's. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
I was in a terrible accident with a commercial vehicle. I had to have surgery on my back. My life was turned upside down and I was completely screwed. Then I called the Fours, the Davis law firm. Jeff personally handled my case. After expenses and attorney fees, I received $397,988. It's really true. Jeff was here for me.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you were injured by a car or large truck, call me at my San Antonio office at 444-4444. That's 444-4444. There's only one number to remember, and that's 4.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
San Antonio Professional Boxing is on another level. Mark your calendars. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo for Davies Entertainment. Viva La Brawl at the Techport Arena. San Antonio Boxing like you've never seen it before. Buy tickets now at daviesentertainment.com. See you at the Brawl.
This is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, use our Kielbasa Smoke Meat phone lines to not only discuss the happenings of the daily sports world with us and all around the San Antonio Sports Star dial, you can also use it to win. As our Mother's Day is just around the corner, our Mother's Mother's Day celebrations just around the corner. How you could win is tell us a story of you and your mom in the car.
One of your words are embarrassing or traumatizing.
Something that you remember with your mother. Use our Kielbasa Smoke Meat phone line, 656-3776. You can text there. Relay that to us, and you could walk away with some nice prizes for Mama, including we've got some gift certificates to Las Palapas, a family 4-pack to SeaWorld. We got tickets to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I'm sure Mama's a Pepper fan.
Everybody's a Peppers fan. What do you mean?
Of course.
Come on.
So the NFL draft had 12 quarterbacks taken. It was a busy week. Had some unexpected drops, and Will Levis falls to the second round and landed in pretty much the perfect place, if you ask me. It worked out pretty well for him.
You think so?
Tennessee, yeah, they're gonna love him.
He was pumped up.
Yeah, it's a. If you have to fall somewhere where they need you.
Look that up. Go ahead.
But the Cowboys did not draft a quarterback. This is head coach Mike McCarthy talking about why they didn't.
Definitely some guys we really liked. But, I think the other thing, too, is, as I recall, I think every one of these young men, all 8 of them were the highest ranked player on the board. And just going off of Jerry's and Will's point, the trust of the board,
oh, my gosh,
was right on the money, all 3 days. So, but yeah, I mean, I really like the progress Will Grier has made. He's been here the whole time. So, obviously Cooper is, gives us that veteran, presence and everything. So it's a very healthy room, but having a 4th quarterback is a little bit more of a challenge in today's NFL than it was, years ago. So, I mean, all those things factor in it.
Okay. I'm okay with them not taking the QB, even though they told us they were all year. But I don't like have to. And if there's not someone there that you don't care for, then you just don't do it. But what I will not accept is we're happy with Will Grier. Sorry, I'm not accepting that. Like, just say, hey, there wasn't anybody that graded high. We trusted our board, and our guy that we did have on our board, he was taken by somebody else. But don't. Cooper Rush, I'm cool with Coop. You could feed me Coop. He went 4-1 last year. Now, that was under Kellen Moore. I don't know if Schottenheimer and McCarthy can get the same things out of Cooper. Hopefully we don't have to find out. Hopefully Dak stays healthy. But I'm fine with Cooper. But don't tell me that you're happy with Will Grier. Stop it.
We'll get to the trust the board in a minute, which is
but
that
there is
such
something to that, though, right?
That's a cop out.
If you do all this work, Rob, and you put the board together, don't you stick to it?
No, I'm with playing your word and work your plan. I'm with you.
It's like us in the morning. We do our little rundown, and for the most part,
but but also, I think we appreciate as fans when they come out and say, we had our board, but this opportunity was too good to pass up.
Yes,
that's what we like to hear. We like to hear. He didn't really match the board. We had this, but I'll tell you what, this guy XY, we made the deal, we did it, we're standing by it. There was none of that. It's like he was the highest guy on our board. Every time we drafted the highest guy on our board.
Do you sleep well at night knowing that Dak is injury prone, and if he should have to miss a couple weeks, are you sleeping okay with Cooper Rush?
Better than I was this time last year.
Okay,
I'll give you that. But Cooper Rush didn't change. I don't think he's any different than he was.
Is he Ryan Fitzpatrick? Can he be? Ryan Fitzpatrick was a solid backup. Is he that?
No, but what he was, I think, was more of a maturation of the play calling and the team that kind of protected him. I don't think that the team would have been capable of doing what Cooper Rush did up until last year.
Gotcha.
When, some of that, but certainly he matured into it. You're talking quarterbacks. For the first time in the common NFL draft era, there were 3 quarterbacks in the first 4 picks. Last time that was this year. In 2021, we had Zach Wilson first, Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance first, second, and third. In 99, we had Couch, McNabb, Achilles Smith. Yeah. Yeah. And in 71, you had Plunkett, Manning, and Dan Pastorini go 1, 2,
Put
3.
Plunkett in the Hall of Fame. The heck is going on?
I'll wait till he dies. That's what we do. I mean, that's kind of like it. We'll remember him fondly and go, oh, man, we made a mistake. We'll invite his widow.
Now, speaking of Will Levis, it was Friday, about 6 something o'clock. I don't remember what time it was, but the draft coverage had started on San Antonio Sports Star, and I'm listening to our station. And Chris Canty was giving a take on Will Levis and the safety of Alabama safety Brian Branch.
Mm-hmm.
Now, both guys were projected first round. Both guys were in the green room.
Right.
And Canty brought up something that I was like, you know what? There may be something to that as far as who you are and what your character makeup. Brian Branch returned to the green room for the second round.
I remember that. Yeah, came back the next day because he wanted to experience it.
Will Levis flew home. And Canty was going on and on about that speaks to the character of both guys. One guy was like, yeah, it's embarrassing, but guess what? I'm coming back. Will Levis goes and runs for the trees and his girlfriend goes viral. Is that Canty reaching? Is that a reach? Or is there something there?
I don't know if he had a commitment. I'm not going to judge. But I wouldn't have flown home. You know what I mean? So,
no, Rob, you got to get back in there.
I agree.
You got to get back in the ring, man.
I'm down.
Fall down once, get up twice.
I'm with you. It's not like I appreciate that Branch did it. I'm not going to hold it against Levis, though.
No,
because
there's not something to that. Like you running and hiding. The minute a little bit of adversity, you run and hide to your living room.
It doesn't help. I'll put you there. I'll agree with you there. It doesn't help my opinion of Will Levis, but I'm not going to go, oh, bad. He's Aaron Rodgers. Won't open the car door for his mom. So I'm not going to draft him. I'm not going to go there. But, dude, it was awful to watch. And to think he could.
See, the thing about it, Brian Branch, it's good. He's probably a character guy. Nick Saban, is in love with the kid. But Brian Branch wasn't on TV the entire time.
Right. And we don't know who Brian Branch is.
Yeah, Will Levis was.
The day before the draft, we're talking about Levis going number 1. Literally, we had a Reddit post he's telling everybody the Panthers said they're taking him. Ooh, that made for a long 2.5 hours.
Right.
Man, it made for a long
See, that's what I'm saying. So, Brian's probably a very high character guy. Saban goes on and on about him. But he wasn't, panned to so much that his lady went viral. And we're such a sophomore, childish group of men in this country. We always act like we've never seen a good-looking woman. We say, oh, my God. And you see good-looking women every day. Why do we have to make such a big deal of it?
I'm still trying to find the Masters girl.
I was never going to look for her. I remember when Jason did his next day for me. Rudy, what about the man? I don't give a damn.
That is one thing.
I don't care.
That's the only memory I'm going to take away from this draft as far as players and
What,
draft.
Will Levis?
I don't remember anybody else getting the phone call on that Friday night. You know what I mean?
You mean Thursday or Friday?
Or Thursday or Friday. You know, I don't. The lockdown was such that the draft was so unique that everybody was drafted. The cameras came on at their house. And you kind of got to see them with their fam, who they're hanging with. There was a little bit of that, but not as much.
Right, I saw a few, but none that stood out.
We didn't have the CeeDee Lamb give me my phone. Oh, we didn't have that. We did have a dog that was having a really good time. I forget which draft pick that was. The dog was like in everybody's face, like,
oh, I didn't see that either.
They're like, put your dog down, man. You're on national TV.
Yeah, Friday, the second round, I listened to most of that on the radio on San Antonio Sports Star.
Now, the Green Bay Packers, did you see what the Packers did? They drafted 5 wide receivers and tight ends. The most of the common draft era.
So what do you think Aaron's saying up there in New York? Like, yo, but it speaks to the greatness of Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron, you are so good. We can use our resources on other things. Jordan Love, we don't know who the hell you are, so we're going to give you as many weapons as possible. So while Aaron could take that as, wow, y'all wait till I leave to get a bunch of weapons. Yeah, Aaron, you make everyone better. You make the Lazards, you make the Greg Olsons, you make the Greg Smiths. So, like, we didn't have to do that with you, buddy. Jordan Love, yeah, we're going to take 1,000 receivers and hopefully he could complete the pass to a few of them.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Taking 5 in a 7-round draft since 94, that's the most any team has ever done. In 2016 and in 1999, the Broncos took 5 offensive players. Green Bay.
5 receivers and a tight end?
Yeah.
Lord.
The Packers go with the let's get everybody we can to see if we can get Jordan Love.
I'm down.
Also, the Rams went without a first-round pick, but still managed to grab 14 selections, their most since 92. And round 5, boy, they got between 5 and 7. They had 10 picks. Felt like the Rams were getting called to every other pick.
Mm-hmm.
We'll test their acumen. Those 2 dudes just kind of hanging out in the war room. It was pretty funny to watch. You guys want to cover the draft for me today? I got the board. Just draft the highest guy available. We got it on auto draft.
Auto draft wins.
It did for me a couple of years ago. Maybe their auto draft also brought in a Cooper Cup. We got a lot more NFL talk for you as the Cowboys go chalk for sure. Nothing surprising. We also got victory cigars to give away
coming up right now.
So looking back, who won, who lost the weekend? Rudy and I offer the fine Cubanos or the Swisher Sweets, whoever won or lost. We're talking about it next. Hold on tight. That's right. We got to give away some tickets.
Yeah.
I stumbled out of the block on Monday.
That what
7, 8, and 9 all week long. We're giving away tickets to Viva La Brawl, at which Rudy will host. And this is coming up on Friday night, Cinco de Mayo. Listen all day long for your chance to win tickets to the fights and upgrade your package on Friday. We'll let you know what that means. And if your package needs upgrading, don't miss that. Caller, listen to this.
Be the 7th caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way to see Viva La Brawl from Davies Entertainment and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Get on the phone.
Caller.
Have you decided what you're going to wear?
Yes.
All right. I'm excited about that.
I ain't saying, but yeah.
All right, get your victory cigars ready. But the 4th round, is it worthy of a 4th round cigar? The Cowboys have had some success there. We'll look back at what the Cowboys have done and look at what they did on Saturday. We're talking Cowboys. We're talking the fruitful draft that the Cowboys hope they had. That's coming up next here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Jerry Jones has not locked the top lock on Ezekiel Elliott, saying, quote, the ship hasn't sailed there. We haven't made a decision at all. Houston Texans get more good news. John Mechie made his return to the field last week as he was present for the start of on-field workouts after missing last season with leukemia. And the Rangers get some bad news as Jacob deGrom, $185 million, is going to be on the IR for about 15 days.
Live life to the fullest. You hear it all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? Hey, it's James Pledger with 941 San Antonio Sports Star, and QC Kinetics is in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain. And not just providing that relief, but doing so in the most non-invasive way possible using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where's your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain, directly applying healing properties where you need them the most. And best of all, you walk into the office and then right out after treatment. No surgery, no downtime, and patients are raving about the results. So what does living life to the fullest look like for you? Finally being able to play golf again, hike, walk your dog, enjoy time with your family? Whatever it is, don't wait another day. Get started today with a call to QC Kinetics for your complimentary consultation. 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park, Westover Hills, and New Braunfels.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's San Antonio area attorneys. Offices in San Antonio, Austin, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Guys, fellas, men, do you want a better sex life? Roman has genuine medication that helps you achieve and maintain what you need to perform. Roman has discreet wipes that help you last 4 times longer in bed. Roman has testosterone testing and treatment. Treating low testosterone can help revive your sex drive. So men, what are you waiting for? For a better sex life, go to ro.co/bettersex. Do it today and get 20% off. That's ro.co/bettersex.
At Total Wine & More, save big on what you love this month with hundreds of deals. Get up to 35% off over 100 different wines and spirits, including Cabernet, sparkling wine, single barrel bourbon, and so much more. These savings are huge, and even better, they're on top of prices that are already the lowest in town. Deals this good don't last long, so visit Total Wine & More to find yours. Find what you love what you find. At the lowest price, only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
For adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy, now there's Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection. With Skyrizi, 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months, and Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Nothing in me go hand in hand. Nothing on my skin, that's my new place. Nothing is every day.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before and tuberculosis, tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, you could achieve 90% clearer skin. Ask your doctor about the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer Wet Jet. With Swiffer Wet Jet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer Wet Jet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie!
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity!
We're going to the city?
Authenticity!
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. It's time for the Victory Cigar. Light 'em if you got 'em. Who gets the Cuban? How about a Monte Cristo? Possibly a Churchill? And who gets the Swisher Sweet? It's R&R in the Morning's Victory Cigar. Here's Robin Rudy.
No disrespect to the Swisher Sweet people.
No disrespect. It's 2023. No reason to still be smoking Swishers. We have a lot of other options if you partake in those.
In the Swisher Sweet real, or is it all
they know it's going to
manufactured?
be dumped?
Yeah,
it's like brown paper.
It's just
it's whatever brown paper bag and paper towels are made of. That's what's inside.
So
a
it's
Swisher.
rolling papers for people that are ashamed to buy rolling papers.
Yes,
that's what it is.
Exactly.
That
Now
is
you
the
have
Swisher
organic
Sweet.
rolling papers. You know, there's no reason to have Swisher Sweets unless you had a Swisher Sweet like performance, and then we will hand you one and tell you to smoke it without dumping it.
All right, Rudy, give us the Cubano, the punch, whatever that might be.
I'm not. So I'm not. I think Cubans are overrated. I think most of them are fake. 95% of the Cubans in America are fake. That is a fact. Cigar.
We're talking cigars only, not people.
No.
No disrespect to our Cubano brothers and sisters.
My Cuban people, I love you. I am your friend. I am your friend, my man. I am your friend.
Be careful, man. They might ask for a green card for you.
No, not the people, just the cigar itself. I think Cuba's overrated. But I'm going to give my victory cigar to one LeBron James. Never been anybody this good for this long. Never been anybody this good for this long. Reverse dunk, way they handle Memphis, the way he handled Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks running off at the mouth. Everybody's got the leg. They started the season 2-10. He left them for dead. LeBron, he peeped the landscape, said, okay, yes, we're getting better. You know, remember he was hurt and he was like, you know what? I saw that when they went 8-3. I was like, okay, I'll come back. They come back. Not only do they win their play-in game, and then they upset the number 2 seed, who was a really, really, really good basketball team all year long, a road series. The way they handled Memphis, the way he played to that 20-20 game, then he comes back and they lose, and everybody's like, oh, I don't know. And then to close them out in 6 was absolutely phenomenal. So my victory cigar is going to go to one LeBron James.
You know, it's sad that I'm not offering a cigar to Steph, offering the greatest Game 7.
I know. I felt like that was chalk, but Steph definitely could get a victory cigar 1A.
I'm going to go with Roger Goodell.
Oh, interesting. Tell me why.
The NFL has manufactured 3 days of compelling television out of nothing. The draft is compelling. You put it on, it's hard to turn away. And the way that they produce and you get all the background stories, it has become a singular event on our sporting calendar that even 5 years ago didn't exist. You know what I mean? It used to be the draft, and we'd watch that night one at the, the highlight of the draft used to be Jet fans losing their mind at no matter what the pick was. That's all we cared about. I mean, we didn't pay attention. Now there's 3 days in Kansas City and 100,000 people standing out there, and the road that considering 5 years ago, this thing didn't even exist.
That's a good one, Rob. That is a good one. But the way, again, I don't probably could pull up the numbers. What do you think? 20, 30 million Thursday night?
Oh, easy. I bet it drew at least your average NFL game on a Thursday night. I bet it drew better than that. Better than a game. The draft, think of that. The draft drew better than a game. I'll lay money it did for most of them. Pretty impressive. Now,
very impressive.
On the other side.
Now, keep in mind, we only do the victory cigars on Monday. So since last Monday up until now, we can do
victory cigar. It's a week of
whatever happened good, whatever happened bad. So my Swisher Sweet, I'm going to give out a pack. I'm going to do a 5-pack. There'll be a 5-pack of cigarillos, and I'm going to send them to the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 1 seed, best record in the league, and you guys, it wasn't even close. You guys didn't even show up. Now, while I still agree with Giannis and his sentiment, like, look, man, every year you're not going to win. Michael Jordan played 15 years, and he only wins 6 times. The other 9, he's not good. But I got to go with the Bucks, and now it seems that the reports are starting to come out that Coach Budenholzer and his future is shaky. So if your future's shaky and the way the season ended and considering it was the 8th seed, only the 4th or 5th time an 8th seed is lost to 1, even though Giannis missed 2 games, that's also on Coach Bud because I feel like it got a little cocky. And Giannis probably should have played one of those 2 games that he missed, and it bit him in the butt. But Miami was just head and shoulders better than them, and they beat them 2 out of the last 3 times they played in the playoffs. I got to give a pack of grape Swisher Sweets to the Milwaukee Bucks.
But by the way, did you hear Bud's brother?
What?
No, evidently Coach Bud's brother died like the night before Game 7.
I didn't know that.
In a car wreck.
Oh, well, that explains a lot.
It does, doesn't it? Kinda. It kind of does.
I don't think you're in the right mind with timeouts and stuff like that.
And your whole team.
I didn't hear that.
And your whole team might have been affected by that. But that was standing. I agree with you. They shouldn't have been in that situation. They shouldn't have even been there but they got, I don't know, they took things for granted. I don't know how to go there. As far as my Swisher Sweet, I'm going to go. This is hard because it's not a failure.
Uh-oh. Sounds like you don't want to do it.
It wasn't a failure on the Cowboys' part because they went stock. They did. They went
giving it
stock.
to the boys draft?
I'm going to throw a Swisher Sweet out there for the draft. I think
the Cowboys draft?
Yeah, the Cowboys draft.
Wow.
They're awfully proud of themselves. They very much are proud of themselves. But there were a couple reaches there that I kind of thought, there were needs and then there were needs. And drafting a cornerback just because he's got long arms and trading up to go get him is one thing. And then drafting a guy when you tell me, position flexibility. Remember that old saying, jack of all but master of none?
Yeah.
There's a couple guys the Cowboys drafted. One from Texas, overshown. The other one from San Jose, Fresno, whatever, Fajoko. 2 guys, I'm not sure where they're going to play. I don't know what position they're going to be in. Now, they're coming in a kind of a positionless defense. I'll give them that. But I felt like they were trying to be the smartest guy in the room a couple of times. Like they act like they saw something that nobody else saw. I don't like that. Now, I'm probably wrong on this.
You do not like when someone thinks they're the smartest in the room.
Don't.
That chaps your hide.
It does. When people think, oh, I'm going to outsmart you, when everybody else has been looking at the same thing you are. Now, one time out of 100, you're right. And I understand swinging for the fences, but I'm not sure they're there. So I'm going to give them a Swisher. It's a guarded one. It's the best Swisher you can buy.
There you go.
Whatever that one is.
Organic.
We'll do this again and offer it in about an hour or so, or 2 hours or so.
Yeah,
but coming back, we talk about whether the Swishers should be given to the Cowboys in those weird picks. The 4th round is pivotal for the Dallas Cowboys. What they've done in the past has shown that they've had success. Did they find it again? We'll look at the 4th round's history and hear from Coach McCarthy talking about the draft pick and why they went where they went. Hold on tight. More Dallas Cowboy draft coming. Hold on here. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mother's window tint, make the cars go thump, thump, thump. But right now we're going to focus on Mother's Day. Mother's window tint and San Antonio Sports Star have teamed up to get you some prizes. We're going to give you some SeaWorld tickets or Red Hot Chili Pepper tickets and some Las Palapas money if you could text the Kielbasa Smoke Leak phone lines to 210-656-3776. Tell us your most horrific or most embarrassing or most traumatizing story you've had with your mother while in the car. So, we want you all to text your stories to the Kielbasa Smoke Leak phone lines, 210-656-3776. We're going to compile all of them. We're going to come together as a brain trust. We're going to pick the most funny story, the most traumatizing story, the worst story, and you're going to win some palapas or you're going to win some Red Hot Chili Peppers or some SeaWorld tickets. That is Mother's Window Tint. There's 6 San Antonio locations. They have a Sports Star package for 4 Memphis speakers, a code alarm, a car security system, and a 3M window tint, all installed for a low price. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So text to 656-3776 your most traumatizing story with your mother in the car. I have quite a few, and most of them rely back to my mom turning around and threatening us because we're being pain in the butts. Tell us yours, text us, and let's get you some prizes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Viva La Brawl! Friday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo at the Techport Arena. R&R in the Morning have your tickets to see San Antonio's own Castaneda brothers, along with the Navarez versus Heinen fight, Destiny Jones versus Brittany Ordonez, and more. Listen to R&R in the Morning at 7:05, 8:05, and 9:05 for your chance to win. Just listen for the fight bell, and you could be on your way to Viva La Brawl. Plus, one lucky winner will get the ultimate upgrade to VIP ringside seats, along with plenty of swag. Presented by Davies Arena and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Buy tickets at daviesentertainment.com.
Hello, I am Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. Since 1994, I have helped people injured in car, truck, and motorcycle collisions right here in San Antonio. I don't have a clever nickname. I'm not the law lion, the law gun, the hammer, or some other tool. I'm a practicing attorney. When your life is upended literally by a negligent driver, it can be overwhelming. Dealing with insurance companies is, in my opinion, intentionally complicated and frustrating. Why? The fewer dollars the insurance companies pay, the more they get to keep for themselves. You need an experienced attorney to help you make the best decisions for yourself and your family. And that's what I do. That is who I am. Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. I'm a phone call away, 210-900-0400. The call and the consultation are free with no obligations. My number again is 210-900-0400, or just remember, alawyerforus.com.
Psst, hey, Mark, remember, getting help from Progressive is so easy. You can use the mobile app, chat with us online, or call us.
And you pick now to tell me.
I couldn't miss Little Grace's ballet recital. Oh, thanks for inviting me, by the way.
Did I?
Because you know I'm always here for you.
Yeah. I can use the mobile app if I need help. Sorry, you're in my wife's seat, though.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go anyway. Tell Grace she nailed her chassé.
Get the help you need from Progressive with our mobile app, online chat, or over the phone. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
When you hear it's Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot and Ryobi 40-volt expanded cordless string trimmers are just $179, what are you driven to do? Clear out winter's overgrowth? Clean up the driveway lines? Or take a lighter touch around the flower beds? Hurry into the Home Depot during Spring Black Friday to get more done with the extended runtime and precision control of the Ryobi 40-volt expanded cordless string trimmer. Now just $179. Shop Spring Black Friday savings at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
San Antonio Professional Boxing is on another level. Mark your calendars. May 5th, Cinco de Mayo for Davies Entertainment. Viva La Brawl at the Techport Arena. San Antonio Boxing like you've never seen it before. Buy tickets now at daviesentertainment.com. See you at the Brawl.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinigle here. Coming up later on the Blitz, Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft Talk with Will McClay. He's going to tell us why they picked who they picked. And, Rudy, I'm going to ask him why in the world he didn't pick Will Levis.
Hey, Joe, lunch on me. If you really do it, if you really ask Will McClay, who's going to join the Blitz today, as you just heard, and we also were joined by their first pick, we'll play that interview again. What was it, Rob? 8:45?
Yeah, we got
8:45. If you ask Will McClay why they didn't take Will Levis, I will take you to lunch.
I will bet that if Will was still there in the 4th round, they would have drafted him.
If he was there in the 4th round, then I would have been like, what are you taking him for? That means there's something wrong.
The 4th round over time has been probably the most successful round for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, their first round is really good.
That's
too.
Easy. That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Oh, okay, got you.
1, 2, 3, that's
Yes,
starters.
okay, my bad. You're right.
If you're not drafting starters in 1, 2, 3, you
should be fired.
Doing right. And Will McClay and the Brain Trust over the years have certainly relied on the 4th round to really fill out their line. Coach McCarthy talked about the success in the 4th round.
I think we stick to our board. We hopefully value them the right way.
That's Will.
And, in that
McClay.
4th round, we've got a definition that fits that 4th round. It's a guy that can come in and play and potentially start. And if they achieve that, then we're hitting a home run. I think those guys, when you go in the first 3 rounds, people are looking for the prototype. all that. But when the prototype runs out, you continue to go and look for football players that have the traits to play the position that you want them to play. And, you get those guys in the 4th round, and we've been fortunate to have some of those pan out for us.
Over the years.
Talk to me, Rob.
22, they took Jake Ferguson. Well, they did draft a replacement, or at least a different one. We can still say Ferguson paid dividends in his first year. Jabril Coxman, healthy. Josh Ball. Reggie Robinson can go into it. Tyler Biotish, starter. Tony Pollard, starter. Dorrance Armstrong, regular starter. Dalton Schultz, regular starter. Ryan Switzer didn't quite work out. Dak Prescott, you can define it for yourself. Stephen McGee. Tashard Choice, Isaiah Stanback.
I love Tashard.
Doug Free, offensive lineman. So going back in their time.
Tony Pollard was 4th round too.
Yes,
as well.
he was. They brought Tony Pollard. I remember interviewing him back when he first walked on there back in 2019. And yeah, he was a 4th round pick. It just felt like a 4th round pick. No one thought he'd get here. I don't think anybody expected
to $10 million. No,
it's a $10 million franchise tag and sending Zeke on his way.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected that, but here we sit. The 4th round has been successful, and I don't know about this Fehoko guy. I don't know. I don't claim to know. I will just say this. If you're telling me that he's going to be a starter, and by history you draft starters in the 4th round, where?
Isn't Dak? You put Dak on that list as well.
Oh, yeah, Dak.
Dak Prescott was a 4th round pick.
And you can define whether that's been successful or not, but obviously.
No, it has been. He's won the division 2 times now. That's successful.
So I'm not sure this one was it. Now, it could be it. And I think we're starting to get the Dan Quinn type.
Maybe this draft was but we know it's for Dan as far as like what he likes. But maybe offensively, these guys were the guys that Mike McCarthy liked.
I completely agree there. But when you look at the draft hierarchy in that room, obviously it's McClay, the bird dog.
Fair.
Then it's Steven, the check writer, agreeer, or Jerry. What do you think the process is like? At 4, we're going to draft Fehoko.
I think it goes in that order. I think it's Will. Then I think it's Dan and Mike on the same page. Then Steven's like, okay. Then Jerry comes in and says, I approve. And I'm not saying that Jerry doesn't have input on the actual pick, but I think Jerry has unless it's Johnny Manziel, Jerry has a bunch of say so toward the end when it's like, okay, the pick is in. Is this cool, Jerry? It's like that. That's how I would think it goes. But Will is definitely the alpha.
Now, Will talked about, this is the quote on Thursday or Friday morning, when he said, when McCarthy got here, he kept saying, and this was our draft to start with, we got to get bigger and stronger on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Bigger, stronger line. So I think that McCarthy has a huge say as far as attribute. You know what I mean? I just want bigger, stronger. You go get that. Like, you just go get a guy that's bigger and stronger. And Will, I'll tell you, I'll trust you. Where I do, it appears that Dan Quinn's like attribute, smattribute. Look at the film. I want that guy. I want that guy.
Look at his long arms.
Yeah.
Look at his ball hawking abilities.
Yeah. Look at the success, and I'll make that other stuff work. I'll figure something out. But just look at the film, and it's not about attribute, big size, strong, whatever. Look at that, and we'll fix that.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like Fehoko was that, and certainly Overshown as well. 2 guys that have big to little, several positions to the table.
I like the fact that I feel like Overshown and Mozzie both are going to have impact right away.
I think Mozzie is going to be an unexpected surprise to a lot of people.
When a surprise in a good way?
A good way. I think we just didn't think it was going to be that. So I don't think anybody, even after the draft, even after I watched highlights, my respect for the draft pick grew. I mean, my gosh, just watch the TCU highlights.
And not only that, Rob, when you think about it, if you're addressing your deficiency, and one of the huge deficiencies is the run, stopping the run, Big Ten football is smash mouth. Y'all against us in the trenches. Let's see who wins. He fits that mold to the T.
We're going to talk about it. Does Overshown, does Mozzie come in and start to make a play for what D-Law seems to be missing? Does it start
Definitely to make... Overshown. Now, Mozzie's a little bit different because he's a DL, defensive lineman inside. He's on the edge as far as Lawrence goes, but definitely Overshown is going to be the guy that says, okay, we can get out from under this, Lawrence contract if need be once the dead money decreases.
2 defensive edge types coming in. Does it affect D-Lar? Does it open things up for he and Micah Parsons? We're going to talk about that in about 20 minutes. But first, coming back, Steph versus Bron. The more things change, the more they stay the same. You know, Steph's 15-7 against LeBron in their playoff careers. How many guys can say they have a winning record against the near GOAT? We'll look at what's about to happen tonight. Will we see an Embiid? Is Philly as much trouble as we think? We're doing NBA next, so hang around with us. This is R&R in the morning, and Rudy's coming back with your Sports Center right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM, Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Jerry Jones has left the door crack for Ezekiel Elliott, saying, quote, "The ship hasn't sailed there. We haven't made a decision at all." The Texans wide receiver John Mechie made his return to on-field workouts after missing last season with leukemia. And tonight in the NBA, the Celtics versus Sixers get going at 6:30. And Ken Fleury from Murray of the Denver Nuggets go up 2-0 on Phoenix Sun. They play game 2 tonight with tip set for 9 p.m.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left hand slam. I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, good morning.
It's R&R in the morning, a Monday edition. Rudy and Rob with you. Easy E taking us for the next couple hours. We're glad you're with us. Yes, we're talking a lot about the NFL draft. The Cowboys conclude the Texans did their job. We'll grade them and offer victory cigars here in about 45 minutes. But before we go there, let's talk some NBA. Yesterday, we saw the best Game 7 performance in the history of the NBA.
The history.
50-point closeout game from Steph on the road on a team that had the worst road record in the NBA playoffs coming in.
Well, some people say, well, Jordan never had to go to a Game 7. He went to Game 7s in the Eastern Conference, just not in the finals. But Steph, when you look at when you look from Davidson, well, let's go back to high school. So for him to end up right now, probably in the top 10, that's debatable. Everybody's list is different. I don't know if he's in the top 10, but right now he's arguably top 10 player of all time.
Oh, he's
not recruited to any big D1 schools. Goes to Davidson, sets the world on fire. Has actually, it's weird how it comes full circle. LeBron James was going to Steph Curry's games just to watch him perform at Davidson when they went to that Elite Eight or Final Four. Coming into the league, way undersized. Ankle injury after ankle injury, and just frail. Now you look at his body, you look at his shot, you look at his maturation, you look at his leadership, you look at the shot making ability, the ability to create his own shot, the ability to get in the paint, the ability to get fouled, 90% some odd free throw shooter. Everything he had to work for it. And now this isn't LeBron hate. I gave LeBron the victory cigar, but LeBron's 6'8", 260. There's that. There's nothing, you know what I mean? That's just God-given. That's just DNA. He was one of the few people God said, you know what, I'm going to put him in the lab and give him something. Steph Curry had to go and get all of these things and work for all these things. And according to reports, Draymond and everybody else, and now after Game 6, he gave his best speech of all time, got them motivated, and it worked. Because Steph is one of those guys, a lot like Tim. He's not a rah-rah guy. That's for Draymond. Steph's kind of like the lead by example, pat you on the butt, let's get going. But, you know, he even said, like, I'm not a guy that has a lot to say, but I got something to say. And he kind of tore into the team. And it said, Draymond said it had them super locked in. He was calling Draymond Green at 4 a.m. before the game. I can remember Kobe saying he called Shaq at 3 a.m. And it's crazy that it was a Game 7 in Sacramento. They were playing Peja, Stojakovic, and Chris Webber and those guys. So it's funny how that all comes full circle. But can't say enough about Steph Curry and what he's accomplished from high school up until now.
Don't call me at 4 a.m.
Why not?
On a game day. the hell are you doing?
Dude, from what I can hear, you can't sleep before game 7. I think everybody was up. You're doing a lot of tossing and
You
turning.
better text first you up before you start making my phone ring at 4 a.m. My phone rings at 4 a.m. Somebody better be dead.
That's awful.
Oh, I'm just
That's awful.
Why you call you? What, you gonna
He
fire
couldn't
me
sleep.
up?
He couldn't sleep,
So you don't
Rob.
want me to sleep either?
Well, clearly Draymond couldn't sleep either. Draymond answered.
Calling me at 4 a.m. You ready? No. Trying to get some sleep. 4 a.m. calls. That. What the hell are you
Then there's
thinking?
that way of looking at it.
What are you doing?
Well, first of all, Rob, we all know you ain't going to answer at 4 p.m.,
well,
let
4
alone
p.m.
4 a.m.
That's a different call you get at 4 p.m. You get a call at 4 a.m.
Timeout. Jay Glenn, let's not forget Curry's dad was a great shooter, so he has good genes. Stop it. You don't get shooting genes. You have to work at shooting. Just because your dad can shoot don't mean you're going to be able to shoot.
Well, let's talk.
That's not, no, Glenn, that's a reach.
Glenn, there's a legendary story about how Steph and his shooting prowess came to be. After his sophomore year in high school, they came to the realization that his body type and the way that he was shooting was not going to translate. So they took his game apart. They stopped everything that he had done shooting-wise. And for the next 6 months, did nothing but like Sohan treatment, re-engineered his shot. And then it took another year for him to finally manifest.
Is that why he didn't get recruited?
Until his senior. Well, he looked like he was 9 when he was a high school senior.
He did.
Go look at his.
Look at him at Davidson. He looked 12.
So think of that body type as a freshman and how he was trying to, and they just realized what you're trying to do, your body type ain't going to let you do it. So they went and addressed that shot and completely changed it. And it hurt his recruiting. It hurt a lot of stuff as they prepped him to get out. So finally, as he grew into this new shot, it manifested. You could see it his senior year, and it never really stopped. And then they had to go back to work on his body.
Yeah, and if you look at his body from when he came in the league until now, he's worked on that as well.
I said the Jimmy Butler performance a week ago.
The 56.
The 56 was the second greatest playoff performance I'd ever seen. Michael's 63, still ranked above. You had a LeBron game. There's a Kobe game out there.
That LeBron game 6 in Boston, them down 3-2, goes 45-12 on the road. Fantastic. One of the better performances I've ever seen.
Now, the numbers tell us it's the greatest 7 of all time.
Yeah.
Where do you rank it in just playoff performances? Is it right there with the others?
I'm not going to put it up there with those because, one, it's the first round. I take points off for the first round, as I did for Jimmy. Number 2, the percentage wasn't all that great.
38 shots.
Yeah, 38 shots. I mean, well, actually, damn near 50%. So, but nonetheless, again, I reserve those for finals and Western Conference and Eastern Conference finals when I talk about all-time performances.
We love Phoenix. We love Philly. Harden has played as good as he has ever played, averaging 20 and 10.
Right.
But no Embiid.
Again, it seems like every year this comes up with Embiid in the playoffs. Not his fault. Not his fault. Some guys are just unlucky, but your best ability is availability, and I can't count on you. Now, can we expect James Harden to all of a sudden turn into Houston James Harden after he's played over 90-some-odd games as a true point guard? Is that still in his bag for him to go right into his, all right, let me go into my scoring bag? And too hard to just turn that back on. Now, Quickly's had a really good year as well. But, excuse me, Maxey. Maxey, I'm sorry. I get those Kentucky Cats confused. There's so many great Kentucky players in the league. Can those two guys keep it afloat until Embiid gets back?
The prospective starters tonight, Harden, Maxey, Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker. And
Tobias Harris robbed the bank with no ski mask.
Paul Reed will be starting. The Celtics bring in their typical 5, Smart, White, Brown, Tatum, and Horford. Implied points by the spread looks like Boston at 111, 112, and Philly at 101, 102, depending on how you want to grade up.
Yeah.
10-point favorite for the Celtics. I think it's right. I don't know how Philly does it without Embiid. We're talking
Boston.
MVP.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is the announcement for MVP.
Finally, second round. Do this. Can we do this the day after the regular season, Rob?
Do like the NFL does. Have a party. Let's have a night of awards night, and let's all just do it once.
And you know what's crazy, Rob? The NBA, you got to read the room. Like, we don't care enough about the postseason awards for y'all to drag it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to do it while you have our attention. Just give them all to us. We don't care enough like that. Like, the 6-man just barely, like, poor Malcolm Brogdon. Great season. I think some people know he won. I think some people know Mike Brown won. I think some people know Most Improved went to marketing. But for the most part, it falls into these, like, into the sixth story because Lamar Jackson gets signed. Aaron Rodgers gets traded. Oh, by the way, Lori Markkinen won Most Improved. Stop doing this.
And the NBA, they do
read the room, bro.
Well, they also understand that they needed to kind of jazz it up, didn't they? They changed all the awards,
the names and the trophies,
and then they added
the Kobe Clutch trophy.
Yeah, so they get the value of it, but the slow dribble. But I'll tell you what, nothing will prove your value than your absence, and maybe tonight's absence might actually
that
prove
makes you valuable, right?
That he is in fact the MVP.
Rob, I don't feel like the Lakers have a disruptive piece at the one like Sacramento did. I know some people will look at that Sacramento series and be like, dude, if Sacramento took you to 7, you got no shot against the Lakers. I will say this. While D'Angelo Russell has played well in the purple, in his second stint, by the way, in the purple and gold, De'Aaron Fox was so disruptive, broke down the defense so much, it made everyone else better. Now, LeBron and AD have also played great, but I feel like the Lakers might be in trouble. I'm going to take the Warriors to win this series because, again, I just feel like De'Aaron Fox was so good and caused them so many mismatch problems, and they threw 4 or 5 guys at him. The Lakers don't have that type of guy at the one where they can kind of, Steve Kerr and his defensive assistant coach can kind of key on LeBron and AD and kind of say, hey, you know what? We're going to try and take AD out of it, and we'll let LeBron and the rest of you cats, you know, kind of do what y'all do. But I don't know if this series for the Warriors is going to be as tough as it was against the Kings. I know that sounds crazy because I'm talking about LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I know it sounds crazy, but we really got to put in perspective the problem De'Aaron Fox caused in that, which helped everybody else. Malik Monk. I don't even know if the Lakers at guard. I'm in Malik for career-wise, this was his best 7 games of his entire career. That backcourt was a headache because Klay Thompson isn't what he used to be because of the injuries. Lakers don't have that kind of a backcourt.
Not nearly the size.
But they do have the size.
Well, we're asking Schroeder to do some things a little bit more than expected. And that the Arkansas kid who was, you know, ordained as the next
whatever
KCP. The next Caruso.
KCP.
Well, I mean, they had Caruso. Now they got another guy who comes in and does the same Caruso stuff, a little bit of everything. The matchup is going to be difficult. I mean,
for
my
who?
goodness.
For Golden State?
Yeah, well, for the Lakers to play defense. Defense on the perimeter when you're dealing with Steph and we're just beginning with Clay and then number 3. His name just fell out of my brain. I don't think they have enough defensively on the edge. Okay. I really don't. But point guard, that's going to be LeBron. Yeah, I'm telling you.
No, I'm taking the Warriors.
The Warriors going to win this.
You think the Warriors going to win too?
Yeah, there's just too much. This is just too much. This is the same Laker team from 3 weeks ago.
Now, this is one thing that I will say. Looney had 3 games in this series where he had 20-plus rebounds. Has the ability to get Looney in foul trouble, which takes away a key component because he keeps possessions alive for Golden State. But then on the other side, I could also say, well, Looney has a chance to slow AD down. I don't think Memphis, because Steven Adams was out and Brandon Wright was out, they didn't have anybody that could match up with AD. And AD, as much as we give him crap, he was phenomenal in that series. But I think Looney, and his size and his girth, I think he can give AD some problems, but it can work in reverse, and he ends up in foul trouble, and now the Warriors will be scrambling.
Which version of Anthony Davis are we going to get?
I think we're going to get the one we got in this King and then Memphis series. Well, really, I say this series, but ever since LeBron got hurt up until now, AD's played really, really well. Really, really well. And we all know LeBron does, but if LeBron does have to have one of those 20-20 games, can he do it again? And then can he do it again? And then again, like, I don't know if you're going to be asking too much of the guy who I gave my victory cigar to, LeBron Slurpers, so don't kill me for it, but I don't know if he's going to be able to ratchet it up high enough, that motor, to beat the Warriors 4 times.
I don't know what you do. What would you do with Curry? How would you guard him? I mean, I'm not sure what I do.
I don't think it. Well, Steph was asked that last night. Like, is there anybody that can stop Steph Curry? And he said, hopefully we never find out. So he pretty much said nobody.
Well, I know that Terrence Davis and Davion Mitchell, thanks for trying. You guys couldn't do it. Mike Brown didn't give him the scheme to even begin on the high pick and roll. It just seems imminent for a team that I already put to bed to play Denver or Phoenix, depending on where we go. We didn't get to Embiid. Yikes. You just think Boston's going to get this one easy, 10 points?
It comes down. I mean, is the Embiid going to play at all? I mean, if he's doubtful and not just already out, that makes me feel like by game 2 or 3 he could be back. So I don't think it's going to be easy. I like Philly. I like Philly a lot, but I'm taking the Celtics to win that series. Yes.
The unprecedented defensive draft pick from the University of Texas. They actually had a defender get drafted. Pretty cool. And the Cowboys took him. His name is Overshown. He and Fehoko come in. What does that do to the defensive line? And is DeMarcus Law on notice? Let's look at where the Cowboys went with those 4 defensive drafts. Coming up next, you're on R&R, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas Cheer Liquor takes pride in offering an extensive selection of premium spirits, beer, and wine. And also, there's a few that also have cigars. And if you go out to the location in Bernie, they have a top-notch stellar wine cellar as well. The shelves are fully stocked with the latest and greatest in craft brews, which I know a lot of you people out there like the crafts. The top shelf allocated bourbon, smooth tequilas, and everything in between, making them the ultimate destination for all your liquor needs. Whether you're talking about a backyard barbecue, a dinner party, or just looking to unwind after a long day, Texas Cheer Liquor has you covered. Visit Texas Cheer Liquor today and experience the best selection and service in the Lone Star State. And also, if you're looking for something exclusive, something that you don't normally see on shelves, go to TexasCheerLiquor.com. If it's on that website, or maybe if it's not, let them know, hey, this is what I'm looking for. They'll check their warehouse. If it's at the warehouse, they will order it for you. When it comes in, you go to that closest Texas Cheer Liquor near you, and they'll go and pick it up, and they got you covered. That's TexasCheerLiquor.com. Visit them. They have 9 different locations because it's not just Cheers, it's Texas Cheer.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3.
Number 3 on the Blitz, Will McClay will join us from the Dallas Cowboys to talk all things draft.
Yeah, the Cowboys chief personnel guy will be on at 4:30. The Blitz starts at 3.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Roof Fix. Call them today. 210 Fix Roof. It is time for solar. The sun is out. Call them today. 210 Fix Roof. Roof Fix. They're my roofer. Make them yours. 210 Fix Roof. 210 Fix Roof. Or go to rooffixsa.com.
The XFL playoffs are here, and the league goes from 8 teams to 2. In a league of dreams and opportunities, there's only one chance to be a champion. The road to the 2023 XFL Championship ends in San Antonio. The best of the North versus the best of the South. Who will emerge the winner? The 2023 XFL Championship game, Saturday, May 13th at 7 p.m. at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. XFL history will be made. Tickets are on sale now, starting at $25. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
Diamonds Direct invites you to join us as we celebrate all the moms in our lives. This Mother's Day, we're giving Mom more to say thank you for all she does. With every fashion jewelry purchase of $2,500 or more, we'll give Mom a free customizable diamond initial pendant valued at nearly $800. Shop now through May 14th to give Mom more this year. We've put together an exceptional collection of meaningful gifts for any budget. The perfect heirloom pieces to pass down to the next generation of moms. Birthstone rings, stackable rings, eternity bands, pearls, elegant diamond pendants, and of course, stunning diamond earrings. This year, she deserves a gift that keeps giving, and at Diamonds Direct, that's our specialty. Timeless gifts of jewelry she can enjoy and cherish for decades to come. And now's a great time to upgrade her diamond studs or pendant with Diamonds Direct's unmatched 110% upgrade. Come let the experts at Diamonds Direct help you find that remarkable gift that says, "Cheers, Mom, for all you do and for who you are." Diamonds Direct. Get locations and store hours at diamondsdirect.com.
Hello, I am Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. Since 1994, I have helped people injured in car, truck, and motorcycle collisions right here in San Antonio. I don't have a clever nickname. I'm not the law lion, the law gun, the hammer, or some other tool. I'm a practicing attorney. When your life is upended literally by a negligent driver, it can be overwhelming. Dealing with insurance companies is, in my opinion, intentionally complicated and frustrating. Why? The fewer dollars the insurance companies pay, the more they get to keep for themselves. You need an experienced attorney to help you make the best decisions for yourself and your family. And that's what I do. That is who I am. Jason Thompson, a lawyer for us. I'm a phone call away, 210-900-0400. The call and the consultation are free with no obligations. My number again is 210-900-0400, or just remember, alawyerforus.com.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Charmin Ultra Soft on the party, less is more, so roll it back, everybody. Charmin's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always soft. It's our party right. Everybody wanna touch the sky.
Charmin Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
It's the final days of Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot, and we have laundry appliances that fit your space, your needs, and your budget. Like a new Samsung laundry set with large capacity, so you spend less time doing laundry. And with sensor dry technology to automatically optimize time and temperature, you'll spend less energy on it too. Final days to save up to $600 on this Samsung laundry set in-store and online during Spring Black Friday at the Home Depot. Ends May 3rd.
Good morning, everybody. Jason Minix here from the Blitz. Coming up starting at 3 o'clock, all things draft and what did the Dallas Cowboys do? Their chief personnel guy, Will McClay, will join us at 4:30. Rudy, I know you're still trying to figure out what the hell the Bears did this weekend.
Bears did their work early, Minix. They did their work. They fleeced the Panthers, got a first-round pick in DJ Moore, got their offensive tackle. They had their quarterback, got some running backs. Like, dog, worry about your own team, sir. Worry about the San Francisco 49ers, sir, the team who's knocked you out 2 years in a row. Why? That's the problem. See, don't be looking at somebody else's yard. Worry about your own yard. Well, you know what I mean? 6 months out the year, Minix, I mind my business. The other 6 months, I stay out of everybody else's. That's what Cowboy fans should do. Stop worrying about the Eagles. Stop worrying about the Bears and start worrying about the Cowboys.
Oh, I'm worried about the Eagles.
Rob.
I mean, 2 times. Got to see these guys. They had the best weekend of all of them. The best draft weekend I can remember.
Oh, my gosh.
Seriously.
Where's your green shirt then? Why don't you just go? Why don't you start singing Fly, Eagles, Fly?
I have to be a realist. I have to be a realist here. You're competing against right now the best front office in football.
The best front office
right
in
now
football.
Over the last couple of years. They took Jalen Hurts off the RPO scrap heap in college and turned this guy into a $200 million quarterback. Best front office in football right now.
Wow.
Right now.
Although,
as Edwin has showed me, Dak Prescott is pretty comfortable against the Eagles at 8-3. So in the arms race, there is that.
Oh, he's 3 versus the Eagles?
He's on Overshown.
Yep.
Vialami Fahoko.
Yep.
And Eric Scott Jr., a cornerback.
DeMarcus Lawrence, you are on the clock, sir.
I dug in. This is by our lads, the Dallas Cowboy depth chart post-draft. So they've taken the draft picks and plugged them in where they see appropriate. Now, the only 2 starters they see coming directly out of the draft, and we'll see, is Luke Schoonmaker, the tight end. He comes in ahead of Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot and Sean McKeon and Seth Green. And then Mozzie Smith comes in immediately starting at nose tackle in front of Jonathan Hankins. Vialami Fahoko is currently slated in 3rd string behind Sam Williams in the starting D-Law. DeMarvin Overshown, formerly of UT, is penciled in currently as the backup will linebacker.
Now we talked grades, Rob, all show long. We just got another one. So on NFL Network, they got a C. But Pete Prisco, CBS, credible. We like Pete, right? We like Pete. Pete gives the Cowboys an A. He says their best pick was 4th-round edge rusher Fehoko, captain of my better than him team. Power player, plays with violence, isn't twitchy, but has ability to get 6 to 7 sacks a season, will be in rotation as a rookie. He says their worst pick was 3rd-round linebacker DeMarvion Overshown. As some he can run, but just too inconsistent. They have to love his speed as converted safety, but the tape was inconsistent. And the skinny was 1st-round defensive tackle Mozzie will be a force on their front, especially in the run game. Fehoko will prove quality rotation. The tight end was a nice pick. Picked 3 players from his better than team in Smith, Fehoko, and Schoonmaker. So I like this draft. And 6th-round running back Deuce Vaughn isn't big, but he can play. So depending on where you look, Rob, I know you gave him the Swisher Sweet. You didn't really like it. You felt like it was like meh.
The reach.
But Pete Prisco of CBS, who we respect here at San Antonio Sports Star, gave him an A.
DeMarvion Overshown.
He said he didn't like him.
Well, I don't know which
like
direction. It felt like, okay, we're going to bring this guy in, and he could be everything from our defensive end to our strong safety.
How much weight would he have to lose to be safety? You think he can play at his weight? He played at UT and play safety?
Looking at right now, he's safety. He's 6'2", 220.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a
that's
safety.
So, yeah, that's not. So then why? But see, then that's stupid to have him listed as an edge.
Well, they have him as a linebacker. He is listed as the weak side linebacker, but you gotta feel like that he is drafted and prepped for Jaron Curse, who is going to be a free agent this year. Jaron Curse, the starting safety, is bigger.
You just gave Donovan Wilson the bag, though.
Donovan's not going anywhere. I think Jaron is imminent to depart, and they drafted his replacement in Overshown, who is never going to be anything other than a will and probably a slow, strong safety.
Okay, because on his rundown, on his run sheet, they have him as an edge rusher.
Well, you can say that, but let's just go by the numbers. Jaron Curse, the starting safety for the Dallas Cowboys, is 6'4", 215.
I love him.
DeMarvion Overshown, your will linebacker, is 6'5", 220. It's the same guy.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
or I could put 25, 30 on him and make him an edge rusher.
Maybe that's the intent, but that's my point. My concern here is, I don't know, there's 2 guys you just drafted. Fehoko, kind of the same thing. They say violence and that his body type is such that lends itself. We're talking about a defensive end that only weighs 260 pounds.
Yeah, that ain't going to be enough.
So you're fine guys.
So DeMarcus Lawrence might be safe.
And Fehoko, well, I don't know. But I know this, that it is a matter of situation that Dan Quinn went and got guys that only fit his system. That if any other coordinator came and showed up and saw Viliami Fehoko, they'd go, this guy's an outside linebacker. I don't know what you guys are chasing. Overshown, he's a safety, but when somebody else comes, I don't know where he lands. He's too small for a linebacker, too big for a safety, not fast enough to do this. What do I do with him? He fits now, but if Quinn was to leave, this feels like 2 draft picks that'll be kind of flapping in the wind.
Well, Parsons is only 6'3", 240.
Respect.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we're copying.
It's not, yeah.
And,
Von Miller isn't like 2'6". Like Khalil Mack, those guys, they're a little bit different. But Parsons seems more the more sleek, fast twitch muscle, a little bit sleeker guy that can get around the edge quick, using their quickness to get to the quarterback. Maybe they have the same thing in mind for Overshown, or you keep him at that weight, let him go safety. But I like Curse and Donovan Wilson. They proved they love him by what they gave him money-wise. So I don't see why you would draft this. So let me say this. If you took him in that round and you talking about moving him to safety, that's going to be weird for me.
I don't know where he fits. That's my only question. And if it's about playmakers, I'm sure Dan Quinn looked at the tape and told McClay, I don't care what you're seeing on, the stats, how many benches and how tall he is and how big his hands are. Look at the film. And you get the sense that both Fehoko and Overshown showed the qualities that is Dan Quinn, the heat-seeking missile guy, the first guy to the ball every time. That you get that sense that they overcame the typical NFL numbers game. Like this is what you need to be successful. And I think there's something to that NFL numbers game. There's a reason why it's applied so often, because the numbers tell you the truth that guys this size are more successful than those of that size and speed.
But it's funny that the PSI Pledge Stats and Info sends us Prisco's grades, and we talked about the 4th round, and his favorite pick was the 4th round pick in Fehoko. So it's something there. I think, Will has kind of said, 4th round is where I'm going to make my money and I'm going to keep my job.
And so far, so good with that.
Right, absolutely.
He's done a great job at it. How did the rest of the teams do in the 4th round and beyond? The Texans and Eagles had a fine weekend. Wait till you hear from Nick Casario regarding who he drafts and why he drafts certain types. But first, let's give away some tickets. Listen to this and use your device appropriately.
Be the 7th caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way to see Viva La Brawl from Davies Entertainment and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7th caller right now. You win some tickets to Viva La Brawl out at the Boeing Techport Arena, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
NFL Gumbo next. You're on R&R. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. How you feeling today? I hope you woke up feeling good about yourself. Going to the Institute for Functional Health over the last several years, there's a couple of things that you just kind of rely on. And first and foremost is the team that you become a part of when you start going to the Institute for Functional Health. Dr. Jacob Torres has become far more than just a doctor to me. He's a friend. He's a cohort. He is a coach. He is a mentor. He is a chastiser. He is all the things that so many of us need to get into a weight loss situation that, goes beyond a diet and turns into a lifestyle. When you speak with Dr. Torres, and by the way, the best way to find out about what the IFF does is to literally sit down with Dr. Torres. And of course, he'll let you come by and see the facility and talk with him. It doesn't cost you anything to meet him. He wants to get to know you. But once you sit down with him, there's certain things he's going to tell you. And first and foremost, this is a medical practice run by physicians. And what they do is far beyond just helping you lose weight. It is, as their title is, a home for functional health. And there's so many things that go into it. Your diet, your genetics, where you are in your life, the certain sicknesses, maladies that you might be dealing with. So many things play into how you feel. And at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, right? If you're feeling better, your life's in order and your diet's in order and you're doing things the right way. And it's amazing how this circular thing works. I want you to meet Dr. Torres, and I want you to get on a program that you can live with. I'm 5 years into it, 50 pounds down. I can live with it. I know you can. Go check out their website, iffhealth.com. But most importantly, call and meet Dr. Torres. The number's 210-468-1891. No commitment. You're not going to be held to anything. It's free of charge. Just find out how he has helped thousands of people just like you get healthy, lose weight, and reverse years of poor health and poor decisions like me. Call Dr. Torres. Find out about the IFF, get all the information you need, make the right decision, go get on a program you can live with for a long, long time. That's the Institute for Functional Health. Call them today, and I'm sure you're going to be thanking me later.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Houston Texans were the talk of the town all weekend, and they got more good news as John Michie made his return to the on-field workouts as he's coming back from missing the last season with leukemia. AC, the Miami Heat upset the Knicks. They're up 1-0 in that one. Tonight, you get the Celtics versus the Sixers, but will Embiid play? He's doubtful. And the Nuggets and flurry from Murray look to go up 2-0 on Sunday, 9 p.m.
Sports Center is brought to you by Kielbasa Slow Crafted Sausage, available at your local grocery stores.
Boot Barn honors a Western legacy built by those who persevere through resourceful determination. Ariat honors that same legacy by bringing innovative technology to classic pieces. Driven by a dedication to the craft, Ariat blends timeless Western artistry with advanced performance features for the modern cowboy and rodeo athlete. Out west, ingenuity is second to none. Ariat at Boot Barn.
Guys, fellas, men, do you want a better sex life? Roman has genuine medication that helps you achieve and maintain what you need to perform. Roman has discreet wipes that help you last 4 times longer in bed. Roman has testosterone testing and treatment. Treating low testosterone can help revive your sex drive. So men, what are you waiting for? For a better sex life, go to ro.co/bettersex. Do it today and get 20% off. That's ro.co/bettersex.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
O'Reilly. Does your vehicle have over 75,000 miles? Get maximum high mileage engine protection with new Syntec Full Synthetic High Mileage Motor Oil exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec High Mileage and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $34.99. Limit supply. Ask for Syntec High Mileage at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning to you.
Top of the morning.
It's R&R on a Monday, and you know what? The draft is done. Free agency has pretty much winding down. All that's left is the leftovers and guys that couldn't get hooked up, and next thing we'll know is they're going to be gathering for OTAs here in about a month. It's time for a haircut and McShay to go down into that basement room that holds Joey Buckets, Lenardi for the brackets in March Madness, and who's the golf gnome? The former caddy that just pops up for majors. You know who I'm talking about. Looks like a gnome. You know what I'm talking about.
No,
yes, you do. The caddy. The former caddy who's about 3.5 feet tall, looks like a garden gnome.
No, I don't know him.
Yes, you do.
If I seen him, I know, but I suck with names.
When I say golf caddy on ESPN, who do you picture?
Go ahead. Steve. I only think of Stevie. That's the only caddy I know.
Stevie.
I'm not a.
Is that his name?
That's Tiger's old caddy.
Looks like a little leprechaun. Little dude
Is
lives
he a
under a
jockey?
bridge. Well, I mean, he's a former caddy. He grew a beard out. Now he doesn't.
Oh,
yeah, now you
that
know
guy.
that
Talking
guy.
about, yeah, the light-skinned cat.
So now McShay and Haircut gonna have to go back down in the basement, and then we'll
There
pull
he
him back
is.
out. There he is,
Michael Collins.
So he goes in there with Joey Brackets and those.
No, actually, man, Mel, they roll Mel out every now and then, once in a while. He's like a genie.
Well, we'll see him again in maybe a
What are
couple
we in
weeks.
May? Well, damn, it's already May, man. I haven't seen you since April.
It's Mayday.
Dude, my day is ruined.
Why?
I got the dreaded text.
Uh-oh.
I had a dream. I had a dream about you and this and that. Fellas, you wanted your day to be just ruined? I got the dreaded I had a dream about you and another female dream. So my day's shot.
Part of me is kind of jealous that she's still having those dreams.
I don't know what is. Man,
I mean, at some
I ain't
point,
gonna go into detail about the dream because
No,
it was an essay she sent me.
No,
I'm not going into the
I'm
details
sorry.
about it, but fellas, y'all know what my day is gonna be like, and it's Monday on top of that. So
it's nice to be just
I had a dream.
I haven't gotten one of them.
And I ain't talking about an
But
MLK.
see, we both got popped last week staring.
Yeah, Well, see, I wasn't. My wife just probably had too much to drink. I wasn't staring at anybody. You got caught.
I got flat out caught.
Yeah,
drooling, lost.
Where
in
you at
thought,
HEB, right?
Just lost in thought. Like when your wife has to look and say, "You got enough?" Like, oh yeah, my bad. But I haven't gotten the
Dude,
jealous.
I haven't got a jealous
time.
dream in about 6 months.
Have you ever had a jealous dream? Have you ever woke up
once with it was one of my best friends, a dude that was in my wedding, and I told both of them. I said,
I don't know.
I was like, I told both of them, I don't mind doing 30 years. So if that crossed y'all's minds, just know, we all gonna die. We all gonna die.
I'm just glad you're getting that, but feel proud that
Yeah,
she thinks it's even remotely possible.
But see, this is what happens. Like, okay, so it's 8:40. So around, I'm thinking about 3-4 o'clock, I'm gonna get the text. I can't believe you. I'm like, it was a dream.
Rudy, you did something.
I did something, right?
You did something. What's your takeaway from the draft? When we look back on this draft, what's the thing that you're going to remember about 23?
For me, you want me to be totally honest?
Absolutely.
The fact that
This will be about me, then lie.
No.
Okay.
The fact that 3 African-American quarterbacks were drafted in the top 4 for the first time in history is a big deal. It's a huge deal for the NFL. It should just be for African-Americans. It should be for everybody. Like, you got to remember, Warren Moon had to go to CFL. Like, we could go down the list of, I guess the tough road for the black quarterback and some of the hurdles they had to overcome. So to see 3 go in the top 4, that's what I'm going to remember.
Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson. I'm glad that you brought that up, and I hope this no longer is a point of conversation ever again.
It will be.
It's one of those things
because
that
it's 2023.
I'm glad it happened, and you go, this hasn't already happened, and we need to make it a big deal.
Well, I don't know if it was ever. I mean, and to be totally honest, I don't know if it was ever worthy of happening. Like, it should have happened this year. I don't know. Neither one of us were
in our past. There were 3 dudes that probably should have.
Neither one of us were high on Anthony. I think Anthony made it. Anthony made the history because he came out of nowhere. When he declared, everybody in the world went a collective, huh? To going 4th overall.
Well, as an Aggie who watched him destroy us, it was a little bit less of a
Did
shock.
He have a good game against
Oh, my
y'all?
gosh. He had the highlight run and highlight pass to kind of prove everything that was possible A&M let him do. As far as the black quarterbacks, yeah, I think that's a huge deal. And I'm kind of surprised it wasn't a bigger deal. You know what? It wasn't front and
Well,
center.
because we're getting to the point where you talk about trying to get to.
This not other than how good are they going to be and what a
Right.
colossal failure one other might be. I'll look back on it twofold. One of them is it showed me the advent of the University of Georgia, that Georgia has become the most talented football program in college football.
Oh yeah.
Hands down.
Now that doesn't mean all of them are going to pan out.
No.
But the thing is, we don't know about any of them. So if I get Philly's thought process, like Philly's like, look, all of these guys could be bust, right? As far as every college player in the country. If we're going to pick bust, let's pick bust from the best team in the country. You know, we had Mo on the YouTube earlier say the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
It's true, but there's something about the continuity. These guys all going to show up, know each other.
Is there a link anywhere between Philly and Kirby?
Not anything
other than them winning 2 national titles.
Sirianni being a huge fan, but there's obviously a type that they're chasing, and they went and got a bunch of Georgia dudes.
Right.
But when you're drafting, how much of a role does what players did while they were on their college teams? And I think it was McShay more than anybody else, or his haircut, one or the other. I don't remember which one.
I don't know why that still tickles me. You've been saying it for 2 weeks, but whatever. Go ahead.
But one of them, every time there was a draft pick, said team captain. Team captain. He was only there for a year, but he's team captain. Well, when we look at this weekend's draft, I think the Texans killed it. Nick Casario spoke to his draft strategies and thoughts, and also how you chase good players.
I think it speaks to who they are and what their teammates think of them. So it's not the reason you draft them, John, but obviously they're put in that position for a reason. And I would say captainship, as we know, it's different wherever you go. So maybe being a captain sometimes turns into a popularity contest, but when you're a captain, it's about leadership, and leadership is about action. So, but it speaks to, I would say, what their teammates think of them, what the coaches think of them, and just their overall presence and commitment. Now, they're not going to be captains when they walk in our building, but they're good teammates. They have the right mindset. They put the team first. So I wouldn't say that that's a sole criteria that we base the pick off of, but it's a part of the evaluation, just like a number of other factors are.
I think it plays a huge role.
Do you?
All things being equal, yeah.
But sometimes the team captain ain't that good. You can be a great leader, but that doesn't mean you're a great football player.
No, I agree with that. I said all things being equal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a superstar at one school and you performed on the field and all that, but I got another guy who might not even have been as good on the field, but had a leadership role and did things and
first in, last out.
I think that plays a huge, huge role in what I'm drafting, especially when you're a young football team like Casario is putting together. If you're bringing in a bunch of kids, bring in the most mature ones and kind of get them going that way. It doesn't, like you say, mean that they're all going to be good when they're team captains, but I think it gives them a leg up. If you're looking at trends that came out of the draft, for the 17th straight season, the SEC led all conferences with draft picks with 62 total selections. The last time another conference finished with at least that many or more picks was the ACC back in 2006. Alabama and Georgia both sent 10 selections. 10 each. It's the 5th time Saban-led school. Keep in mind, LSU was in there, led with selections. They had 2 more than any other coach. Pete Carroll has done that 3 times as a head coach. Urban Meyer 3 times. Tom Osborne and then John McKay 3 times. So talent did win out. Now the Big Ten sent 55 players.
That's pretty good.
The most in the common draft era.
How many did Michigan have? Does it say right there? Because it felt like Michigan had a great draft.
Let's see here.
Maybe not. I threw your curve. My bad.
5 or 6 in there.
I thought so.
I'm looking through. Let's see. Big 12 had 30 players drafted, most by the conference since 2011, which was also 30. There were 12 quarterbacks taken in the first 5 rounds, the most through 5 rounds in the common draft era. There were 14 quarterbacks total drafted. That's the most since 2016. And the first 3 quarterbacks came off the board within the first 4 picks in the common draft era. And that's only happened 4 times in NFL history. So quarterback.
I'm glad to see the Big 12 back on the NFL's lips.
Yeah, me too. I think that there's enough. I'll tell you, there's enough to show where the Big 12 is, and this is no slight at Texas, but Texas had a defensive player drafted.
That's a slight. Rob, you're being petty.
No, I mean,
that's a slight. You're like, oh, about time. Why don't you just say that?
Well, aren't you surprised every time you hear that stat?
Yes,
really?
Super surprised because it used to be DBU.
Exactly. You wonder how they got where they are, but here they sit.
Yeah, I knew I was right. Michigan had 9.
9 guys.
TCU 8. Florida, LSU, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Pittsburgh 6. Pittsburgh had 6?
My gosh. When you see that, do you go, what happened?
Do I see?
You had 6 guys drafted in the league. Y'all didn't even win the ACC.
Well, the problem is, Rob, the other 16.
Or is Pitt Big 10? Or ACC, Big 10.
Well, the problem is the other 16 players, the other 16 starters.
There is that.
Can't play dead.
I love this breakdown. You look at teams that sent 4. Houston sent 4 guys into the draft.
Of course they did.
Illinois, North Carolina, Northwestern, Ole Miss, Southern California, and UCLA sent 4. 3 players to the draft: BYU, Cincinnati, Iowa, and Iowa State, Kentucky, Louisville, Miami, Minnesota, Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Utah, and Wisconsin.
Yep. Good stuff.
TCU sent
A&M,
8.
A&M what, 3?
A&M sent 3, 2 defenders and 1 running back. That's really kind of a small breakdown when you consider the totality of the draft.
Michigan, 9. Impressive, Harbaugh. I mean, you were in the Final Four.
And Houston leads the way with Texas schools.
Well, Houston's on their way to Big 12.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma leads the way with Texas schools as well, with 5, all of which I think actually probably went to high school at some point here in Texas. And you know my view, they now owe the state of Texas the entire cost of their high school education now that they've gone pro with another team.
Petty.
I am indeed petty. Hey, coming back, let's hear from the new starting tackle. By the numbers,
starting defensive tackle.
Mozzie Smith is a brand new Dallas Cowboy. He joined the Blitz on Friday. Wait till you hear from him. He'll be next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Viva La Brawl! Friday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo at the Tech Port Arena. R&R in the Morning have your tickets to see San Antonio's own Castaneda brothers, along with the Navarez versus Heinen fight, Destiny Jones versus Brittany Ordonez, and more. Listen to R&R in the Morning at 7:05, 8:05, and 9:05 for your chance to win. Just listen for the fight bell, and you could be on your way to Viva La Brawl. Plus, one lucky winner will get the ultimate upgrade to VIP ringside seats, along with plenty of swag. Presented by Davies Arena and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Buy tickets at daviesentertainment.com.
Welcome to What If, the show where I, Jake from State Farm, answer your insurance what ifs. We've got a call from Millie. What's up?
Hi, Jake. What if, hypothetically, a moose gets mad at my car and rams into my windshield? Hypothetically.
Oh, just file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs.
Great, but what if the moose eats my phone? Hypothetically.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh, yeah. Love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingaroner, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. One device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for details.
When you're drinking a frozen beverage from McDonald's, your brain may not like how refreshingly cold it is. But the rest of your body, oh yes, it's gonna relish every moment of it. Because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
There's no better way to cool down than with this cool deal. Get a medium frozen Coke, frozen Dr. Pepper, or frozen Fanta for just $1.79. Prices at participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The XFL playoffs are here. The XFL goes from 8 teams to 2. In a league of dreams and opportunities, there's only one chance to be a champion. The road to the 2023 XFL Championship goes through San Antonio. The best of the North versus the best of the South. The 2023 XFL Championship game, Saturday, May 13th at 7 p.m. at the Alamo Dome. XFL history will be made. Tomorrow's league will crown a champion. Tickets on sale now, starting at $25. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
Roof Fix. Call them today. 210 Fix Roof. It is time for solar. The sun is out. Call them today. 210 Fix Roof. Roof Fix. They're my roofer. Make them yours. 210 Fix Roof. 210 Fix Roof, or go to rooffixsa.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union for a great competitive rate on a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, pay off credit cards, renovate your home, and more. With flexible terms, fixed rates, and minimal closing costs. All with easy applications and fast local decisions. Apply today at Generations Federal Credit Union.
Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/homeequity. Equal housing lender.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R in the morning here on San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night, we heard number 28. Was it 28? 26. The Dallas Cowboys turned in their card, which, no, they don't do that anymore, but they emailed their pick. His name was Mozzie Smith. We got him 24 hours just about after that, and it had been a busy day. This is Jason and Joe, the Blitz Boys, talking with the Cowboys number one, Mozzie Smith.
It's the real quick turnarounds, man, a lot of emotions. When I first got drafted, man, I didn't know what to say. You know, it was a stunning moment, a moment that was a long time coming. You know, but today, now I feel like I'm ready to blow up. You know, we need to get into training camp or something.
You know, Mozzie, when you get there to the Star in Frisco and you see the facility and you meet, you know, some of the, I don't know how many players you met, but the coaches and Jerry Jones and all of that, that's just got to be, I mean, like going to Disneyland, isn't it?
Yeah, no, for real, it is. It is. It's like going to, I don't know how to explain it. It's just the level of opulence in this building is on another level. And you could just tell that, you know, Mr. Jones and the staff in here and the ownership, you know, everybody just takes care of this place, take care of their players, take care of their people. You know, this is a family. It's a family first atmosphere here, and I'm just happy and just proud to be part of it.
Mozzie Smith joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Mike McCarthy mentioned multiple times last night in the press conference about how you crushed it on your visit, one of those visits that you had. Tell us what that visit was like for you.
Man, it was star-studded. You know, I saw people that I had heard, you know, about. I saw people that I had seen at other places, and you know, of course, I saw Mr. Jones, who I've seen everywhere. You know, and just knowing football the way I do, the hands that I was shaking, I was just very appreciative and just very open and letting people know who I was and the type of person I am and the type of player I want to be. You know, even meeting, you know, Coach Reef, you know, Sharif Floyd, he coach here now, and just meeting him and being able to talk ball with him and chop it up with him, you know, it's just an honor and just an honor, man.
Well, I tell you what, I can't even imagine, Jason and I, either one, Mozzie, what you're feeling right now, because we never got to where you're at, but it's got to be a surreal feeling. So to Cowboy fans that are wondering about Mozzie Smith, what would you say is the strength of your game?
First off, I'm a dog first, so everything that you see me do on the field is aggressive. I'm always the aggressor. That's my goal. You know, put my hands on somebody and make them go backwards. You know, I'm a physical player. I was physical at the college level, and it's time to figure out how to be physical at this level too.
And you're strong. I mean, your strength is your strength, isn't it? I mean, you're ridiculously strong and athletic for your size.
Yep, that's true.
Well, it is. I mean, Mozzie Smith joining us here on the Blitz. I'm curious. I mean, you look at all the mock drafts and take us through the process. I mean, I don't know if you consumed all the mock drafts and some had to go in there, some here, some there. What's it like for you? And did you think you were going to end up where you are with a star on your helmet?
Well, you know, I saw a couple of mock drafts where we were talking about, you know, 26 to the Cowboys or 29 to New Orleans, you know, and I just like, are they serious? But I just, you know, I know people drop. You know, I know how much you can't, you know, you got to take every mock draft with a grain of salt. So I was just trying to, you know, keep a level head and listen to my agent, you know, and just manage expectations, you know. But you know, they was right. You know, Mozzie Smith, 6th pick to the Cowboys, to the Star, is a beautiful thing, beautiful feeling, and a blessing.
We know Cowboy fans are feeling the same way, but I have a feeling, Mozzie, that we owe your mom a bit of gratitude when it comes to how good a player you are. Heard a story that she threatened to take away your Pop-Tarts back in Pop Warner. What was that all about?
Yeah, nah, she did. Nah, I was 7. I was 7 playing for the Titans. I think I was playing on the Mighty Mites. I was playing with the 9 and 10-year-olds or the Tiny Mites. 9 and 10-year-olds, and we in the middle of a game. I'm on the field. I'm lined up over the center, and I just hear her scream. I know her voice. I hear her scream. She's talking about, if you don't make a play, you ain't get no Pop-Tarts. I was like, in my head, I was like, all right, bet. That makes something happen.
Everybody's motivated by different things, Mozzie. And, I know you're now an NFL player. Let that sink in a minute. But coming from the NIL world of college football, you could probably work that into an endorsement deal with Pop-Tarts at this point, but also with your name. With your name, Moz. Have you found the Maserati dealership there in Dallas yet to try to get an NIL deal with those guys?
We're going to start working. I hired a pretty good agency. We're going to put them boys to work here soon.
All right, I got to ask you this too, Muzzy, and I know you've been talking about. You're a big In-N-Out guy, right? Did I hear that right?
Nah, I heard I had In-N-Out one time in Arizona.
Okay.
One time in Arizona. I got to try Whataburger.
Yeah, we got a big rivalry here in Texas between In-N-Out and Whataburger. So you got to try a Whataburger.
Yeah, I'll just tell you what, I don't know how impressive that In-N-Out burger what really was. People was lined up around the corner for that. And I was like, when I got it, I was like, lined up around the corner for this.
You're winning Cowboy fans over already, man. But I got to ask. 6'3", 320. What is your Whataburger order going to be?
Well, I had to stop ordering two of everything. Because I'm just trying to stay I'm 330 right now, but I'm just trying to maintain that. You know what I'm saying? So, 2 burgers and 2 fries ain't good no more. So we just gotta lock in.
Here's the beautiful thing, Mozzie, and I would never lie to you, my friend, even though we just met. That double bacon cheeseburger at Whataburger, it won't add any calories to your diet. Just only do it like once and don't tell the coach.
All right, I got you. All right, it's our little secret.
Yeah, that's us, man. Mozzie, congratulations. Enjoy the whirlwind. Can't wait to meet you in person out in Oxnard. By the way, training camp in Oxnard is fantastic. You're going to enjoy that far better than what you've experienced to this point, man. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, man. Congratulations.
For sure, man. I appreciate it.
Mozzie Smith, your brand new Dallas Cowboy defensive tackle, joining the Blitz on Friday. Coming up, did we watch the greatest point guard in the history of the NBA go off for 50 points last night? Steph did it. We're looking forward to the second round of the NBA playoffs. The first have been spectacular. Hold on. NBA talk coming. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is R&R in the morning.
I just want to go back to bed.
KTFM, Floresville, and always at ESPNSA.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Jerry Jones left the door just cracked a little bit for Ezekiel Elliott, saying the ship has not sailed there. We haven't even made a decision on that. The Texans get their number 1 draft pick from a couple years ago, John Mechie, back on the field after missing last season with leukemia. And tonight, the NBA second round gets jump-started as the Celtics take on the Sixers. Will Embiid play? And the Nuggets look to go up 2-0 on those Suns. Tip-off is set for 9 p.m.
It's 0600. What's the O stand for? Oh, my God, it's early.
Wake me up, wake me up, wake up, wake me up, wake me up, wake up.
Rob Thompson.
Ginobili the other way in transition to the left-hand slam.
I want some nasty.
Rudy J.
Cowboys win. How else would you settle this game?
Begin each day as if it were on purpose.
I wake up in the morning, I kiss excellent.
R&R in the morning on 94.1 San Antonio's.
Good morning, good morning.
This is R&R in the morning, a Monday edition, a post-draft edition. He's Rudy J. I'm Rob Thompson. Easy E taking us for the next hour. Don't forget, just 3 hours from now, Jimenez and Spence will get busy, and the Blitz will follow them up. And Will McClay will join the Blitz. What time is Will getting here? Do we know? We'll check on that and I'll give you a time. But Will McClay, the chief scout,
who doesn't do a lot of interviews,
No.
but you get that on San Antonio Sports Star because we are your home for your Dallas Cowboys.
In 15 minutes, we're going to be joined by TJ McCrite. McCrite most recently was a player personnel executive for the Philadelphia Eagles up until last year, was involved with the drafting of Jalen Hurts and other stars. He is now with 33rd team doing draft analysis, and he's going to be here in about 15 minutes as we look very closely at the Dallas Cowboys draft.
We always get these hard names. I think it's McCrate.
McCrate.
We always get the names that are tough to pronounce, but I'm pretty sure it's McCrate.
McCreight.
Yeah, like McCrayton without the O-N.
Well, he'll be here in 15 minutes.
And we're going to talk to him about fantasy and betting and drafting and all things football.
Analysis on the draft as a front office type. We'll probably give his Eagles a pretty good grade. Before we do that, though, it's almost it is almost hard to deny that Steph Curry, if he isn't the best point guard of all time, is in the top three. And he's in the top three depending on the eye of the beholder. But last night's or yesterday's 50-point virtuoso performance, because he scored at, normally they say he scored at 3 levels, he scored at 4 levels. It was just a spectacular performance where he picked up a Golden State team that definitely needed him to go take 38 shots and carried them through the worst gauntlet in basketball right now is that Sacramento Stadium. I can't imagine a harder place to play.
No, not right now. Right now is definitely the toughest place to play.
And he shut him up.
He did. He dropped 50. And he's the oldest player to even drop 30 in a game 7. He said, you know what? I'm going to do you even better. I'm going to go and get 50. Took 38 shots, but he got 50.
The first round's done, and it was as good a first round as I can remember. But it
was definitely high octane.
So far, my memory of this season and postseason is going to be, this feels like the juice ball era of Major League Baseball.
Well, this year, I mean, we had the most 50-point games, the most 60-point games, the most 40-point games. Every night it seemed like somebody was dropping 40. 40 became the norm. Like, it was so normal, Rob. We weren't even talking about 40-point performances. We were like, oh, such and such had 40 last night. Did you see that? Yeah.
What does this mean? You know, we went from, I'll go back to the Laker days. You had to have 2 stars. It was Magic and Kareem. Then it was Magic and Worthy.
Right.
And then you had Larry and McHale, or Larry and Parrish, however you want to divide it. And then you got the Detroit team with Zeke and Dumars. You can pick your tandem, but there was really only 2 stars.
Right.
And then it went to 3. You had to have 3. You had to have 3 guys. Are we back down to just 1? You just need to have 1 that can go off for 50 at any given time, and that'll be enough.
No, I mean, when I look at the past few, no. Okay, so Golden State won last year. They're not just one guy. Year before that, it was Giannis. I wouldn't consider him one with Drew and Middleton.
He was alone.
No, he was.
I mean, they're Chris and Drew. Yeah, there were seconds, but they were distant.
Now,
seconds.
2019, you could say the Toronto Raptors were 1, but they faced Golden State without Clay and KD.
Yeah, that's a supposition. I don't think that's actually true. But when you have a guy like Steph who can single-handedly, and we saw Jimmy Butler do it before. Now, granted, we have found out that it hasn't been single-handedly because that Miami team is clicking. But that
Kyle Lowry pickup by Pat Riley was genius. He's a champ. He's clutch. And he played. I mean, we talking about Jimmy a lot, but Lowry played his butt off in the Garden the other night too. Yesterday, excuse me.
They took down the Knicks team that just looked like the moment was a little big.
You think that the Miami Heat know about Jalen Brunson?
Oh man,
they were sending 2 and 3 guys at him while Mike Brown just let Curry do whatever the hell he wanted to tell the 2 tapes. You know, the Heat were like, look, we're going to take, if Jalen Brunson isn't playing well, they don't play well. If he does, they win normally. And Spoelstra and his scouting team looked at that. He was 0 for 7 from 3, and that's because all of that crap was contested.
I'm glad you brought up Brunson, because right now the brain trust with the Mavericks is sitting watching Jalen Brunson with arms crossed, because they're
mad at his daddy.
Well, they've been embarrassed. I mean, they let this guy go, and the reason they let him go, the last time we saw him play for the Mavericks, this is what happened to him.
Right.
And they let him go because a guy that is not 6 feet tall has trouble even on a regular NBA night getting his shot. Now, the great ones can separate, but on an NBA playoff game where the teams decide, we're not going to let you score. They just decided Brunson was not going to ever be in a position to score. To overcome that is the next step in his career. And if he does it, then Mark Cuban will sit back and laugh and go, that's why. Now, we were embarrassed. We had to make excuses why we didn't keep him because his dad and New York and yada, yada. But the reason it even came up for discussion was because of this. He can't go get the buckets when it has to happen. That's what Cuban will say. I'm not agreeing with it, but I'll tell you this. If this continues, Cuban will be a little bit justified in his action because I said it back then. Look, Dallas, you're never going to win with just Brunson. If you think he's the separation. He was like 2 for 17. He had a terrible game.
Yeah, he was awful. 0 for 7 from 3 as well.
So I'm not saying that Cuban is right, but it did show why Brunson was available to get things going. We got Philadelphia tonight. Well, you know what? I want to go back to this Steph Curry thing. I'm almost convinced. I'm not quite there.
And also, we must editors note Randall wasn't available either.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference for the Knicks. But go ahead.
I'm almost there with Steph.
Wait. We're almost where?
I'm going to say he's just about, if not the best point guard of all time. I'm about to put him over Magic.
Okay, well, who's?
In my mind, it was Magic. In my mind, when I look at the greatest of all time, Magic is throwing to Jordan. That's my backcourt. But.
Oh man, this is a hot cake.
This is hard, isn't it?
We don't call them hot takes on R&R. We're in the morning, so we playing on pancakes. This is a hot cake. Steph Curry better than Magic Johnson. You're ready to say that?
I am ready to say that,
better than Zeke as well.
That if I had to pick the greatest point guard of all time, and you came and said it's Steph Curry, I don't think I could argue with you. I don't think I could give you enough points to say this guy was better. When I get to that point, it's hard for me to say, then why don't I just proclaim it? Because Steph Curry,
why don't you just say it?
Because Steph Curry could outscore Magic at every turn. He could.
But did he set the table like Magic?
No,
because the thing about it is, I know a Laker fan, diehard Laker fan ain't gonna like this, but James Worthy is James Worthy because of Magic.
No question.
Now, he was great at North Carolina, be clear, but I don't think he has the career he has if he's not running the lane next to Magic.
He'd have been the mailman, but the Lakers had more talent.
Right. And then I could also flip it and say, look, Magic had Pat Riley, he had Cap, James Worthy, Cooper, Barnes. I mean, Magic had some weapons.
But
Steph does too, though.
I could argue that he made those weapons. That when you talk about Cooper, this guy came out of New Mexico. Like, what? And he turned the Koopa Loop into something. Right. And somebody had to deliver the loop to the Koopa Loop. I mean, they had
Steph Curry, the best of all time.
I'm telling you, man. And maybe we quantify the kind of point guard, but Stockton was one kind and Magic was another kind, but Steph is a third kind. And if I combine all the kinds, I kind of want Steph over the other kinds.
He is. He's the best of all time.
It's hard to admit,
He's
right?
the best point
Is it
guard
because
of all
of
time.
our age?
It's not because of our age. It's just because we were having a hard time trying to figure out the criteria because there's so many styles. Because, I mean, you have, like you said, you have the Jason Kidd style. You have the Magic Johnson. You have the AI style, who's kind of like Steph, but he just didn't jack up as many threes. AI shot a bunch of mid-range shots, and AI was virtually unstoppable. You have the Zeke type that would probe, and he was another mid-range guy, and the three was a little bit farther back than Steph, but that wouldn't have mattered. Steph could have played in that era as well. But when you just break all things down, you look at the 4 rings. The reason why I'm going to put him up there is because I don't rank Clay and Dre as high as most people. Like, we give Steph a lot of crap because we overrate Clay and we overrate Dre. Like, those two guys, well, look, Clay's a great shooter. We've seen some of the stuff he's done, 60 points on 11 dribbles, stuff like that, whatever. They're a tad bit overrated, and it's because they're alongside of Steph Curry. So, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I know some people may throw up in their mouths when we say he's better than Magic, but for me, he is. Magic's 6'9". He could take you down in the post. Magic got, the James Worthys of the world running lanes and things like that. So, I'm going to go Steph, man. I know it's tough to say, but I'm going to go.
His name is for the last years as a him join us. We're going to look at their draft and the rest of the NFL's from an expert. Let's look at the NFL from somebody who has an objective view. Hold on tight. That's coming next. You're on R&R, and this is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
You're right about this. They got a $100 thing for YouTube for the Red Zone. What, through June 6th?
Hold on. You want to repeat that again?
I'm just saying, moving forward, there is only the NFL's own Red Zone available. After a $100 pre-sale discount expires, YouTube will charge $349.
So the pricing I was reading was accurate.
It's accurate.
You just said you were right.
Yes, until
which meant 7
June
days of
6th.
Utopia reporter guy was wrong.
Well, I just had to read this better.
Well, I read this reporter.
Exactly.
I
I got
mean,
no prompter in here, all right?
clearly. The most TV thing you've said in a year and a half.
Exactly.
Yet the most accurate.
Ride home with the Blitz. Afternoons 3 to 7. San Antonio Sports Star on 94.1.
Hey everyone, Michael Kielbasa here with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Since 1949, we've made our sausage with real smoke and honest meat to create our uncompromising slow method to craft that famous mouth-watering Kielbasa experience. I hope that when you see our product, you pick it up, take it home and try it. And if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back, guaranteed. Find Kielbasa Smoked Meats in a store near you today.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate. 210-785-0994 or go online at stevensroofing.net.
The XFL playoffs are here, and the league goes from 8 teams to 2. In a league of dreams and opportunities, there's only one chance to be a champion. The road to the 2023 XFL Championship ends in San Antonio. The best of the North versus the best of the South. Who will emerge the winner? The 2023 XFL Championship game, Saturday, May 13th at 7 p.m. at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio. XFL history will be made. Tickets are on sale now, starting at $25. Visit xfl.com/tickets.
It's Michael Jimenez with Jimenez and Spence, weekdays 12 to 3. People ask all the time, how can we become part of the San Antonio Sports Star family? Well, if you have a business, reach out to us for sponsorship opportunities. You can advertise with San Antonio Sports Star with all of our talent here. Reach out to Morgan Harrison at morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com. After that, she will get you in touch with one of our professional sales reps and get you going. Again, reach out to Morgan Harrison at morgan.harrison@alphamediausa.com.
Aggies basketball is on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's R&R here on San Antonio Sports Star. Rudy and Rob with you. It's all over but the crying. Let's look what really happened and what really will occur as the players arrive at their new NFL teams with an expert we'd like to welcome on the show via 33rdteam.com. TJ McCrae joining us. TJ, welcome aboard, man. We're glad you're here this morning. Let me offer some of your bona fides. You spent the last 5 years with the Philadelphia Eagles as a player personnel executive. Have been in the player personnel game for nearly 20 years, and we're awfully excited to have you join us this morning. Do you feel like it's the day after tax season?
It is such a good feeling. After the draft is over, now you can get on the golf course, you can relax.
Yes.
But no, yeah, it's a lot of work goes into it, guys, and it's just kind of like the last day of school. Summer starts.
TJ, as we watch the draft rooms, and we always kind of comment on the celebration when the draft pick is made. Everybody turns and high fives and looks at each other like, we did it. Is it really that nerve-wracking when you're sitting there waiting on your guy, or is it just a matter, like you just said, let's exhale, we got that number one pick out of the way, and let's get to work?
If there's a consensus and there's a player that everyone wants to get, it's pretty exciting. It's nerve wracking when his name gets called and you picked him. That's when you get the high fives. Now, some draft rooms you get the small little golf claps. That means that the guy they wanted went 2 or 3 picks before. But those high fives are real. Yeah, it's an exciting day. You put a lot of work into it. It means a lot to the organization.
See, everybody's handing the Eagles the Super Bowl already, man. They drafted a bunch of Georgia guys. They're coming off of a great season. You ever seen a Super Bowl won in May?
No, haven't seen that yet. The funny thing is, we were talking the other day. The NFC is so different than the AFC.
Yes.
There's so many great quarterbacks in the AFC. So to get to the Super Bowl in the NFC, I'm not saying it's easy, but you just don't have to climb over the Patrick Mahomes and the Josh Allens, all those players that you have to get past in the AFC. It's just different. And I think that's why people are crowning the Eagles right now.
Because the dearth of just the quarterback situation in the NFC. And let's talk about the grades for the Eagles. The Eagles, in my mind, had the best weekend when you combine the trade and the drafts of any NFL team, I'd say in the last 5 years. I just felt like at every turn with every pick, they filled a need and they filled a place where they're going to actually save some money with a guy that's going to be here a little bit longer.
Well, like you said, I was with the Eagles the last 5 years. And the reason I think that happens is Howie Roseman, the general manager, does not fall in love with players. And he's willing to trade out and get picks for the following year. He had 2 first-round picks this year. He's willing to trade, get first-round picks, pile up those picks, and then he lets the draft come to him, and these players just fall into his lap. So, yeah, they had a great day. Nolan Smith, such an explosive player. Jalen Carter, those guys aren't, they don't come around very often. Yeah, they knocked it out of the park, but it's because they had a lot of chances and they had a lot of picks. Makes a big difference.
TJ, what are some, like, a couple of key components when you're scouting these guys, when you're talking about drafting them, that make you say, okay, what we've seen of him on tape on Saturdays is going to translate to Sundays? Because it's so difficult, because a guy can look great on Saturdays and just not pan out, and vice versa. What are a couple key components that make a team say, okay, he's worthy of playing on Sundays?
Well, you have to have the minimum size and speed. Of course, everyone knows that. But the things we look for are incredible effort and passion for the game. And you can see that both on and off the field. And then production and instincts. We always broke it down into 3 things. If you're fast, if you're tough, and if you're instinctive, you'll probably end up being a good player. And oftentimes, even if you're 2 of those 3, if you're fast and tough but not instinctive, you still have a chance to be a good player. But if you have all 3, probably going to succeed in the NFL.
He's TJ McCrite. He is joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star via 33rdteam.com. Let me tell you, you want insight not only for your gambling purposes, just for personnel, fantasy football. They have put together a site that I certainly enjoyed. Against that's 33rdteam.com. Now let's look directly at the Dallas Cowboys as we go through their picks. And as a guy who's been in player personnel, it seems to me that if you're the first, second, and third round picks, you're drafting those guys to be starters pretty soon. Is that a fair assumption? Like,
I would, yeah. You're looking at your expectations for those players. It's pretty high. You're expecting them to come in and contribute right away. If they're not starters, they need to be on the field playing in maybe sub situations or things like that. But when you get later in the draft, then maybe you're looking at more of developmental guys that you need some more time to get acclimated to the game.
So looking at the Cowboys draft pick at number 1, they come in with Mazi Smith, who is regarded as a freak. How did you have him graded, and what do you expect to see from him as a rookie, and then maybe 4 years from now?
I really liked that pick. I really liked how Mazi, not to get too technical, but he could really use his hands. He could play the technique. He did not get pushed around. And you're going to see this kid put his hands on offensive linemen and drive them back. And the toughest thing for a quarterback is pressure from the inside. They can deal with those fast edge rushers. They get their center getting run over or a guard getting run over, they're in big trouble. They don't like that. That was a good pick by the Cowboys. I like that late, in the 20s.
TJ, in your circles that you run in, was there something about Will Levis that we didn't know that made him slide to second, or was that just where he was slided from the get-go, and this all the first round and first pick talk was all hoopla?
It was not hoopla to me. He was my number one quarterback.
Wow.
I really liked him. He was, yes. Now, he was dealing with some injuries this year. I think that a lot of people don't know about. The kid was banged up. When you're playing at Kentucky and you're going up against Alabama and Georgia, your players aren't quite as good as you're going to get hit. So he was dealing with that. It's just so unpredictable. I don't have a reason why the kid fell, but I think, when we're 3-4 years from now, he might be the best quarterback in this draft.
Interesting. TJ McCray joining us here from 33rdman.com.
No, I was saying the one thing that I did here, TJ, does this matter to you? I know they were talking about the fact that Will left and went home for the second round. Would you consider that, if you were, in the Eagles war room, would you consider that a character flaw?
No, we dig so hard into these players.
Right.
And,
yeah.
He's a good kid. You have all that information. The kid sat there for the whole first round, and then he's like, hey, I'm going to go home and be with my family. I'm not going to hold that against him. I understand. If it was my son, I'd be like, get your tail home. Let's watch the draft on TV. No problem with that at all. No problem.
TJ, a couple questions on some of the Cowboys picks, because we talk about the first 3 picks. You expect them to come in and play. Cowboys in the fourth round have a history of drafting pretty well. They draft a kid out of California, a San Jose State, a Viliami Fehoko, a guy that not a lot of Cowboys fans knew about. He seems to be kind of a tweener type. Tell us about him. What did you grade him at, and where do you see him playing in the league?
Yeah, he's right there in about the fourth round for me. What I liked about Fehoko was his effort and his toughness. He played really hard. He played to the whistle. So that's what Cowboys fans are going to see. And I thought he had some position flexibility. I thought in sub on third down, you could move him inside. I thought he could also play in the edge. That was one of the things I liked about him, is he could do a lot of different things. He played hard. He was strong and tough. Now, he's a little underdeveloped as a rusher. He needs to learn the finer points, learn how to be a little bit better of a bender, and learn how to use his hands. But he's got some things in his body. I thought it was a good pick. I like the player. Yeah.
DeMarvion Overshown, another draft pick for the Cowboys, TJ. Put some weight on him and let him rush the passer, or keep him the same weight and use him as a safety? He's kind of in between. Where do you see him playing?
Yeah, I think he's another guy that can do a lot of different things. I liked him as a linebacker. I don't really see him as a safety, but I thought he could be a stack linebacker, and I also thought he had a knack for getting to the quarterback just with some natural rush skills. So, they have another linebacker there that can do a lot of different things. So maybe it's a unique situation now. Maybe they have 2.
One last to look at in the 6th round, the Cowboys pick up another running back. We don't know exactly how they're going to use Deuce Vaughn. His size is always going to be a question and a unique thing to look at. How do you see Vaughn as a 5'5" running back in the NFL?
You couldn't see him. Yeah. I'm not sure, because you couldn't see him.
I realized it as I said it, TJ. What a great lead-in.
No. So as a scout, you watch the film from the end zone angle, and he gets lost back there because those linemen are so big. But this is an instinctive guy. He's real quick. You could tell Deuce Vaughn's been running with the football since he's been about 8 years old. Just so natural as a runner. And like I said, he gets lost back there. He's got some quickness. He'll be a fun guy to watch, because he can also do some things in the pass game and snatch that ball out of the air. And what I liked about him, guys, is he could, and short guys usually have an issue with this, he could snatch the ball with his hands because he had such confidence in his hands, and he didn't have to slow down. He could snatch it and go. Whereas a lot of these guys have to gather and body catch, and it makes them slower. So he can hit top speed quickly because he's so confident in his hands. It was a really cool story too. When I saw it on Twitter.
Very much so.
Yeah, that was cool.
You want that kind of insight? Go to the 33rdteam.com. NFL insight for fans, fantasy players, and bettors. TJ's got all that insight. He's bringing directly from the league. Well, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, man. This was awesome.
Enjoy the beach.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hit
Talk
them
to you
straight.
later.
Hit them straight.
TJ McCray joining us here on San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, coming back, yeah, the draft might be done, but we got a lot to look at. The Eagles and Texans talk about who they drafted and why. Casario likes team captains, and the Eagles like Bulldogs. More NFL draft talk coming your direction. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I hope you stepped out of your Connecticut water softened shower ready to attack a Monday because, when you step out of a shower like that, that's one less thing to worry about, right? Because with a Connecticut, you've already got the last water softener you're ever going to own. Why consider anything else? Because when you have a Connecticut, this is what things They're not going to eat up as much salt because, heck, they only work when you turn on the faucet. I used to have one of those water softeners that every 12 hours or so, it was cycling through, and I could just see my salt bill going up. And as it cycled through, it was sucking up energy. Well, let me tell you, Connecticut, you don't even plug that thing in. It only works on kinetic energy, so you're working with the very best. You don't have to pay any power to have it. And when you have a Connecticut water softener, every time you turn on the faucet, the water coming out soft and protected. All the water that came through all the pipes is going to be sediment-free. You're not going to worry about having to call a plumber out with one of those long snakes at some point, or worst case scenario, replacing one of those pipes underneath your foundation because you didn't have a Connecticut water softener, which was designed with San Antonio and South Texas in mind. Our aquifer, well, it puts out some good water and makes some sweet tea and some fine beer. I'll tell you what, it is not good on the pipes. What comes out and gets stuck in there, and you want to make sure that doesn't end up in your pipes or in your body. That's why you go to Connecticut. Now, here's the deal. If you haven't had one or never used one, Connecticut has an offer for you that you need to take advantage of. Right now, 90 days in your home, free of charge, no cash, no commitment. It's a throw-me offer by the Knippas, who've owned Connecticut for years and they've been taking care of us for years. Let them take care of you. Call 656-PURE today. I want you to find out what customer service is truly like. From San Antonians who've been taking care of us for a long time, the Knippas. That's Connecticut water softeners. Get the very best free of charge for the next 90 days. Put one in your home, and on day 92, when you have one forever, I want you to thank me later.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Man, oh man, it's that time again. LeBron James versus Steph Curry. Warriors versus the Lakers. It should be electric. Also tonight, the Celtics versus the Sixers tip-off at 6:30. Joel Embiid is doubtful for Game 1. And the Nuggets and flurry from Murray look to go up 2-0 on the Phoenix Suns. They play Game 2 tonight with tip set for 9 p.m.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie!
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity!
We're going to the city?
Authenticity!
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic! Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Finding people
find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Everything that you'd ever seen with Miranda Lambert on it, I have my finger on the pulse of what it is. Idlewind, I've seen every article of clothing. I've spent hours and hours sending inspirations. I've sent clothes that I love and fabrics, and I'm involved in every single garment that you see. It's important to me that it is an extension of my music, and it's an extension of who I am. I always want it to stay as honest as my music. Idlewind at Boot Barn.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. Okay, easy now. You're teaching your kid how to parallel park. Ouch! Turns out he likes to do it by feel. Don't worry, eBay Motors has bumpers, trunk lids, license plate holders, and headlights. They've got lots of headlights. When you need parts, get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. eBay Motors. Let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
A lot of new enrollments, huh? Braylon, Braden.
Monique's daycare is crawling with new arrivals.
Hey, sweetie, are you hungry?
She needs more early childhood educators.
Did your sock slip off again?
And a nap.
Hey there, little guy. Okay. Shh. Whoa.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
All guests appearing on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star appear on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. It's time for the Victory Cigar. Light 'em if you got 'em. Who gets the Cohiba? Will it be a Fuente, an El Presidente, and who gets the Swisher Sweet? It's R&R in the Morning's Victory Cigar. Here's Robin Rudy.
Split this watch over. See some Celia Cruz going on in the background there. What's the name of the social club? Whatever it was called, the Jazz. I'm sorry. This is R&R in the Morning. I got lost in the promo. Second time I've heard that.
That's good music.
We are back with a vengeance. So what we do every Monday,
okay,
at 9:30,
7:30, 9:30,
7:30 and 9:30 is we give away Victory cigars, and we quantify them as the best. Now we threw Cuban out there, but that was for the neophyte. Because our cigar expert Rudy says, yeah, Cubans, it's overpriced, man. And most of them are fake anyway.
Yes.
So we're offering the best of the best, and that would probably be a Nicaraguan cigar.
Everybody's palate. Yeah, everybody's palate is different, man.
But probably a Nicaraguan wrap. At the
I
very
love
least.
Nicaraguan wrap filler. I'm a Nicaraguan fanatic. I'm not a big Dominican, but there's a couple Dominicans I've been smoking lately for sure.
So if you are handing out your favorite Nicaraguan wrapped cigar to someone, who is your recipient for May the 1st?
Oh man, since everybody considers me a hater, and I'm not, I'm fair and balanced, but I'm going to go with LeBron James. There's never been anybody this good for this long. So he's going to get it. I mean, the 20-20 game, the game the other night, he just, again, and Rob talked about it last week, the fact that even when he had the 20-20, even on the points that he didn't score, the rebounds he didn't get, he was just setting the table. He's playing defense, leader. I could go on and on, but my victory cigar this week is going to LeBron James.
And aptly earned. Aptly earned.
And I'm never going to call him king, but LeBron James gets our, second? This is our second time doing this?
Yes.
This is our second weekly, victory cigar.
So with that in mind, do we have coming up a battle between the greatest small forward versus the greatest point guard in NBA history? Have we ever seen anything like this before?
Depends on who you ask. Some people say it's Larry Bird.
It's hard to argue.
No, I know, but is it better than Bird versus Magic?
Well, back in the time, it was extraordinary. And I think we felt like we were watching the beginnings You know what I mean?
They single-handedly saved the NBA. NBA was on tape delay before those two came along.
And they rose to the level, but by the time they were done, greatest,
for sure.
however you want to put it. With Steph, I think as of yesterday, quite frankly, literally, as of yesterday.
Yeah, seriously.
I do think he's the best point guard to ever lace him up. And I think
that.
And if you say that about LeBron, look back in the annals of NBA playoff history. When did we have this? Like literally two of the greatest 5 positional players ever to set foot on a court. They're going to go at each other. For what you expect, at least 6, maybe 7, depending on if the Lakers can find
I don't know how many games, but I'm taking the Warriors. And, for LeBron to even get it, they started 2-10. He's injured. Anthony Davis is injured. They had to go through the play-in. They get in and they take down a team that we all thought was going to make the next step. And to do all that, I think is very victory cigar worthy.
Now, I'm going to go a different direction with mine.
I like yours.
I think watching the 3-day draft, that, it's tradition. It's expected that you boo Goodell because he's always the bearer of bad news.
It comes with the $65 million a year he makes. He can take it.
And health care for life and access to a private jet forever. Yeah.
He can take it.
I do want to boo him again all of a sudden.
Right now.
After the 4 days or 3 days of action and watching what went on in Kansas City, what the NFL has manufactured over the last 5 to 6 years is they have created a brand new event on our sporting landscape that used to be a night. You know what I mean? You'd tune over on a Thursday night and they would have it in some, venue in New York. You'd watch Jet fans boo. And then you'd wake up on Monday. Oh, who'd we draft? Well, now it is 38 hours of consecutive program on 3 different networks with stars coming from every direction and video feeds. They're announcing the draft in London and Germany and Mexico City with their fans. It is a worldwide event that didn't even exist 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Hats off, man.
Definitely. So, you know what? And that was a Ohtani slider after you just threw me, 300-mile-an-hour fastballs. That was a good one. I like that victory cigar. It was out of the blue. I didn't expect that. I was expecting an NBA player, maybe the Eagles because of their draft. You go on Roger Goodell, who gets a lot of crap for just because people like me, I'll admit it. People like me say, you know what? Of course he's doing a good job. It's the NFL. How can you mess this up?
But it's like Pop and Spoelstra. You don't just roll the ball out. Right. There's stuff happening that it really is extraordinary. And by the way, it was pretty cool to watch our Brit friends get on the draft.
I saw that.
Did you see them? Yes, that was really. And the first time they brought up the Brits when they were announcing Jacksonville, and our boy Ollie wasn't making the announcement. For those of you who've listened to R&R, any of the San Antonio Sports Star over the years, we've gotten to be pretty close friends with a couple of with 3 presenters, as they call themselves in London,
cool dudes
that work on Radio 1. And they, of course, they're bigger NFL fans than anybody I know. The guys that come late to the game know every stat, know everything about it. And they were allowed to announce the draft. And our guys didn't get to do the first Jacksonville pick. And I thought, who did they pick other than our guys? Then they came back and they got another one. That was dope. That is one of those. That's just very typical of what the NFL has done. As far as the victory goes, now goes the Just Desserts. That is a crappy cigar made of something akin to paper, your Swisher Sweet.
Nobody knows what's inside of a Swisher Sweet. Nobody's actually ever
smoked. We take it out and put it in with other stuff.
Exactly. And that's why we give those to the people that, let us down, were, disappointing or what have you. And again, this is a Monday to Monday thing. So this is within the last week. But my box of Swisher Sweets is going to go, because it's a team, I'm going to give it to the Milwaukee Bucks. To have the season you had, about a month ago, Giannis goes on, I don't know if it was a podcast or a press conference, and say, I was the MVP the last 5 years, to going down to an 8th seed, being so cocky, you feel like you can leave Giannis out for 2 games when he probably could have played both. If it was the Eastern Conference Finals or Finals, I don't think he misses a game, but they got a little bit cocky, got a little bit big-headed. Now, I will preface this by saying, which I did find out from my good co-host over here, Rob Thompson, in 730, Budenholzer did lose his brother the night before game 7. Lost his brother the night before that closeout game. I'm sure that affected the entire team. I'm sure that infected Budenholzer, but just speaking on leading up until that point and the way they ended the season, best record in the league, go down to an 8th seed, even if that 8th seed does have your number, is Swisher Sweet worthy. So I gave it to the Bucks.
If it wasn't for that, sadly, and thoughts and prayers to the Budenholzer family and everybody who loved his brother. there would be a legitimate conversation about letting him go. I think it was that kind of collapse, that one of those things, when it first happens to you, you're kind of shells can't hear, like a flashbang went off. And then a week goes by and you go, gee whiz, that was terrible.
And then, again, I don't even know if he's the coach right now if they don't win it in 21.
Truth.
They were down 2-0 to Phoenix.
My Swisher Sweet goes,
this was a shocker too.
Well, I've actually changed my mind.
All right.
You know why? Because
what we just heard from TJ.
Yeah, he said he rated him at the 4th, and he is a violent guy, and he plays with attitude, which is, all right, I'm in. I don't know.
That's fair. Let's do it. You reserve the right to change your mind.
Yeah, I've changed my Swisher Sweet offer. And this one isn't all that easy either.
Okay.
To give away, because no, I'm going to stay with where I was. I want to save something. I want to save a little bit.
All right. You gonna stick with the Cowboys, giving them a Swisher Sweet?
Yeah, the reason I'm going to go here.
Everybody's is different. TJ isn't God,
and I don't want to step on what was a beautiful story.
Oh yeah, with Vaughn,
with Deuce Vaughn, the 6th round pick. Now we knew the Cowboys were probably in the market for a running back. I don't think it would have been Deuce, but for Mike Vaughn, who is a scout for the Cowboys. Chris Vaughn. They drafted his son.
Mike, same thing. Yeah.
Now he's a 1,000-yard guy 2 years in a row. We saw him in the national championship game. We saw him play great against great teams. But what is your logical expectation of a 5'5" running back being even moderately successful in the NFL?
Really good on special teams, third down specialist, as TJ McCrate just told us. Good on third down out of the backfield, catching the ball in stride and being able to do something with it. So if he does make the team, I see it as in a specialist type role.
That's your 6th round pick.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't got no other running back.
Yeah, I don't expect my 6th round pick to, unless you're Tom Brady.
It's always the 4th rounder, right? They always bring. That's 6th round. They always
Tom
bring up the 6th round. It's funny when you watch the draft and they go, in history, 6th round picks, and by the time you get to like the 7th and 8th, the 7th round pick, it's like one guy,
right?
Like, oh, well, if I could find him, it could happen. Hey, Rudy, when we started today, talked about the draft class grades, and I've seen for the Cowboys everything from an A- to a C+.
Me too.
It's all in the eye of the beholder. I've seen pretty much universal for the Bears A, though.
I've seen that as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Minix was coming at me about the Bears draft, but again, this was whatever.
Draft grades are certainly silly, but you can grade them 3 years out, right? When we come back, let's look at the Dallas Cowboys draft of 2020 and see if that same brain trust was as successful yesterday as maybe they were a couple of years ago. We're going to put a bow in the show, do a little NFL gumbo, get you ready for a full sporting day. We're looking at previous drafts next. This is R&R, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3.
Number 3 on the Blitz, Will McClay will join us from the Dallas Cowboys to talk all things draft.
Yeah, the Cowboys chief personnel guy will be on at 4:30. The Blitz starts at 3.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Today at 3 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-241-5944. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-241-5944 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-241-5944 to see if you qualify. That's 800-241-5944.
Davies Entertainment, Viva La Brawl, coming to the Tech Port Arena May 5th, and we have your chance to win your way in. Join the Blitz live this Wednesday at Slackers North Star from 3 to 7. Meet and greet greet with Viva La Brawl fighters Brown Navarez, Brittany Ordonis, and Eddie Ortiz. Happy hour specials and your chance to win free tickets to Viva La Brawl on Cinco de Mayo at the Techport Arena. It's this Wednesday at Slackers North Star with the Sports Star and Davies Entertainment crew, all starting at 3 o'clock.
Train heating and cooling systems are retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train. Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
For over 17 years, the award-winning legal team at George Salinas Injury Lawyers has been representing personal injury victims all across Texas. Have you been injured in an accident? George Salinas is ready to represent you with free consultations, 24/7 availability, and no attorney fees unless we win. George Salinas Injury Lawyers will help you get the results you need so you can focus on recovery. If you've been injured, one call could change your entire case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers, 210-225-0909, or visit georgesalinas.com.
George gets justice.
Good morning, everybody. Joe Reinagle here. Coming up later on the Blitz, Dallas Cowboys NFL Draft Talk with Will McClay. He's going to tell us why they picked who they picked. And Rudy, I'm going to ask him why in the world he didn't pick Will Levis.
You know what, Joe? It's funny you bring that up. Programming note. Will McClay was supposed to be on the Blitz today. That has been moved till tomorrow. So Will McClay will join the Blitz tomorrow. But this is what I said earlier, Joe. If you really ask Will McClay why they didn't take Will Levis in the first round as they should have, lunch is on me. I will buy you lunch if you really ask Will McClay that question, because it is a legit question. After you did not take a quarterback and then, you're throwing picks around like you just can, lollygag with them. Ask him that question, Joe. You got lunch on me. Chicken fried steak with ketchup if you want. Whatever it is you want, man.
Well,
just keep it under $20.
TJ McCray joined us just a minute ago. He's with 33rdman.com, formerly a player personnel exec with the Eagles up until last year. He had Levis number 1 on his board.
Yes, number 1. So with that, and I didn't want to go too deep in the woods Cowboys, Rob. With that said, if this guy had him ranked as his number 1 QB and he falls to you, and you've had your feet up on the desk, Steve, we got to feet up. We've done our work. Jerry, well, we've done our work. We in position. We do what we want to do. If you've done what you wanted to do, and there's multiple platforms that have Will Levis as the best QB in the draft, and he falls to you at 26, and you do not pick him, what does that mean?
What does that tell me about your board?
It depends on whose board you're looking at, I guess, Rob. But, for me, Rob, and I don't know how you feel, but for me, the grades are cool, and I play the game. I'll play the game, Rob. But I feel like draft picks, I'm going to give you 3 years. I'll give you 3 years. After 3 years, then I got to make a decision whether you're keepable or I got to fail fast, as Rob says.
So what are they saying about the Cowboys? C+ to A-. We've seen
it depends on, Pete Prisco of CBS gave him an A.
Let's look back. Back in 2020.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Now, this was the draft class. CeeDee Lamb, they took him at 17th overall. Trayvon Diggs.
A.
Neville Gallimore.
Ooh. You tell me about
that.
Well,
I will give you the grade that
of
they
the
got
overall
when they drafted. Not the grade we give them today.
Okay, go ahead.
Give them the grade that they gave them when they were drafted.
Okay, go ahead.
So Reggie Robinson got him out of Tulsa. They ended up drafting an offensive lineman that they evidently saw when they got there. Tyler Biadasz out of Wisconsin.
Good one.
In the 4th round. They're good on the 4th round. Bradley Anae, who is now proudly playing for the Jets. And Ben DiNucci in the 7th round. Now, this is what CBS gave them back in 2020.
Okay.
CeeDee Lamb, they gave him a B+. Trayvon Diggs out of Alabama, a B+. Neville Gallimore out of Oklahoma, an A in the 3rd round. Reggie Robinson out of Tulsa, a C+. Tyler Biadasz in the 4th round, an A. Bradley Anae out of Utah, that defensive end that's now a Jet, they gave an A. And Ben DiNucci, the proud starting quarterback for your Seattle Sea Dragons, got a C-. So all in all, B+ for CD was low. It was
B+ for CD. Yes.
Trayvon Diggs, B+, low. Neville Gallimore an A. Now, they gave him an A for the draft pick, 82 in the third round. Would you give him an A today? Probably not an A, but
no,
still a B.
B.
Yeah. So Reggie Robinson.
I don't even remember him.
I
or
don't
know
either.
him.
Bradley an A, no. And then Tyler Biotish, of course, an A. And they gave him appropriate A. So I think looking back, this was a little low.
So again, this is when you should grade it. So if I'm grading that right now, Rob, after 3 years, as we should, they get an A.
Easy. You got 3 starters. You had 3 starters
after 3 years. That's an A.
That worked perfectly. One of those starters came out of the 4th round. May the 5th is Cinco de Mayo. It's called Viva La Brawl. Rudy's going to host it. You want to go listen to this and grab a device.
Be the 7th caller at 210-656-ESPN. And you could be on your way to see Viva La Brawl from Davies Entertainment and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Now, Pete Prisco, the guy that gave the grades way back when, grades the Cowboys. Okay. I mean, he doesn't think that they did extraordinarily well. But
that grade at that time wasn't that far off.
No, and I think when you look at what the Cowboys did, grabbing this guy Fehoko was my one question. But by most, they're saying that was the pick.
Yep.
I was concerned, hey, jack of all trades, raw, young, yada, yada. But by every measure, even from TJ McRae.
He said he got to learn to rush he got to come up with some more moves.
Which, by the way, if you missed any of that interview from a very insightful guy who's just fresh out of the Philadelphia Eagle war room, make sure you hit the audio vault there at espnsa.com for all things past. You can check out that, and that's also your podcasting headquarters. We've done all day without talking about your Chicago Bears. And I think you probably should be pretty happy.
I don't know most of these kids.
But it feels kind of like the Cowboys. They went and got what they had to get. And, the grades be damned, whatever you want to consider that. Now, that most people look at Chicago and say, well, that's a pretty solid draft. But they went and got boring guys. I mean, you go get an offensive lineman. Congratulations to Roschon Johnson.
He's going to be, I know. Longhorn fan came looking for me. Longhorn fan, because I've given them a hard time about not getting anyone drafted. They had 5 players drafted, and then Longhorn fan ran straight to my Twitter. Oh, won't you talk about that, Rudy? You took a Longhorn. Are you always hating on him now? How you feel about that? Yeah, I feel about that. If he performs, all is well. If he doesn't, I will continue to bash the Longhorns. You had 5. You should have 5 to 10 every year. I wouldn't celebrate about 5 this year. It should be that way every year with all the money and resources UT has.
Now, Jalen Carter did not become a Bear. Darnell Wright did. Is that going to be one of those we look back and go,
I like Komet. I'm fine with Komet. So whatever, Darnell, get in where you fit in.
They had an opportunity, chose not to, but they're protecting their guy. The Houston Texans had an extraordinary weekend, and I'm still going to fall on it. Looks really good today, but if this doesn't work out, and we have had 3 instances over the last 20 years where you had a chance, you went and got 2 of the first 3. 2 of the instances it worked fine. One of them was a dismal collapse by the Colts back in the late 90s, where they went and got 2 dudes too early, and both of them did not pan out, and it set that franchise back a decade until they could go get a luck. So if it could happen. Though it appears by
look, I'm not worried about Will. WAJ, Will Anderson Jr. is going to be fine. He's going to be a stud. It comes down to what is CJ going to be, and are y'all going to handle him properly? But I mean, if they're taking the Shanahan school of thought with them, as I expect they will, even though it's not going to be the same. It's not the same feel. It's not the same vibe. It's different. Like I can give Andy Reid's playbook to anybody. It's still not going to be the same, but you would like to think they know how to handle young quarterbacks and how to not put them in harm's way and get the best out of them while giving them, the least amount of information.
No, it feels like they gave up an awful lot to get Will Anderson. It does. It feels like
that's fair. That's a fair take.
That it was a big go. But if, as everybody was saying, and I'm a big believer in Louis Riddick, that if you can get your foundational guys, why wait? If you can go get your foundational defensive guy and you can go get your foundational offensive guy, sacrifice everything you can. And I think that's worthy of going and doing.
Is Caleb Williams worth tanking for? Because he's the consensus number 1 pick for 2024. if I'm looking around the NFL right now and I'm looking at teams that still don't have their QB, is he one of those guys where you say, we're going to start all rookies and we're going to go after Caleb?
It's going to be difficult to say. I would have thought he would have probably been the third quarterback taken this year. I think he would have probably been behind Stroud and Young. I think given another year, yeah. From my memory of his greatness was OU. I don't really know about you.
Watched a couple of those games. He balled out at SC, and they're probably. I got them in the Final Four this year. Way, way too soon. Way, way too soon. That could all change, but I would think it's about that time for Lincoln to get back to the Final Four, and I think this is going to be the year.
But it appears Lincoln got every great wide receiver west of the Mississippi, so there's going to be
saying.
A lot of guys.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But they're on the clock. The chase for Caleb Williams began today.
Absolutely.
Begins today for sure. Hey, the day is just beginning, and we're going to make sure it's chock full of goodness. Jimenez and Spence will get going at noon, though.
I saw a picture of Jimenez on a boat with what is that? Is that a stork?
With some sort of tall bird
with a very long neck.
When you move to Florida, when you walk out and those, for us, it's not strange to see like a pig on the side of the road, like to see a feral hog.
I've seen a few.
But if you've never seen one, you go, my God, what is that? The first time I was in Florida and walked out to see a bird that was 4 feet tall standing in my front yard.
It's scary.
That's a different thing, man.
Did you see any gators?
Yes, I had gator in my pool one time.
In Orlando?
Yes, we had a gator get into our pool through
6 feet, 7 feet. How big?
About 4 feet.
Okay.
4 feet's big old gator. And it got through. They have these things called lanais in Florida, which are basically giant screen doors that go all the way around your pool. It even fought through the screen mesh to get into the water.
He wanted to cool off, Rob.
Well, in March, it's mating season. And the bull gators go on the hunt. So you see him walking down the side of the road just looking to procreate.
Yeah, so I guess Jimenez is in Florida.
I think he must be. So I'm expecting a rockin' show with Pledge and Spence, as Pledge spent 3 days in Kansas City. I'm sure he'll regale us with everything. Pledge looked like he had a blast,
man. Shout out to Pledge.
All right, everybody. But the draft is done, but there's so much to do. Watch your NBA games tonight. We're going to sum that up tomorrow as we've got a couple of good ones going off, and we'll continue looking at the draft all week long. Don't forget the Blitz Boys will have Milton McClay tomorrow.
Not today,
but still a reason to hang in.
But Joe, you better ask that question if you want a chicken fried steak with ketchup.
Let's go practice. We'll be back tomorrow.
It's R&R in the morning. Follow Rob at Rob Thompson ESPN and Rudy